Well, hello, everyone. We have hit game 6 of the American Hockey League's Calder Cup finals between the Hershey Bears and the Coachella Valley Firebirds. My name is Deana Weinheimer. I'm one of the hosts of the Calder's Calling podcast. And if you notice down in my little name bar here, my husband's going to be joining us. Gary, kind of his live stream debut here. He's currently taking care of the dogs. So he'll be joining us here in a little bit. He's kind of a rules/officiating expert in my eyes. So he'll be joining us kind of from that perspective. But first, the big news here are the lineups for the Hershey Bears and the Coachella Valley Firebirds. If you watch Game 6, then you're getting the exact same lineup. So apparently, Garrett Rowe is looking okay. However, according to head coach Todd Nelson for the Bears, they don't want to mess with what has been working for them the last few games. So Nikki Lieberman was warming up along with Aaron Ness, but right now the lineup is looking to favor Lieberman over Ness again. They don't want to mess with what has worked for them. Same thing for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. No changes to that lineup. Andrew Podorowski still unavailable, which is a huge loss for them. But yeah, your starting netminders are the exact same. You got Chris Drieger for the visiting Firebirds and Hunter Shepard there for Hershey. So puck drop should be here in the next few minutes, but kind of an interesting story on the AHL.com. Reporter Patrick Williams had had a nice story about the Firebirds, and apparently he's reporting that Cole Lind had said that and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but minutes after the Game 5 loss, Cole Lind had told reporters out in Coachella Valley that their head coach, Dan Bilesma, had poked his head into the dressing room and said, "We're going there," meaning Hershey, and grabbing 2. No one said it was going to be easy. So in Coachella Valley's mind, they're going to be winning these next 2. And of course, Hershey would like to get this done tonight. So I would like to go ahead and welcome my husband, Gary. Again, he's kind of like a stats/officiating expert. And because a lot of people with the Calder Times are unavailable tonight, I didn't want to just be speaking into the void. I asked him to come on and join us. So, Gary, what do you think? Exact same lineups, exact same netminders, everything going status quo. Good thing, bad thing? What do you think?
I would probably expect a similar result to Saturday.
So, Hershey winning or just a close game?
Yes.
There you go. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we're just a few minutes away from puck drop. We would love for you to join the conversation. You can leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Twitter sometimes passes your comments along, but you can always tweet us at the Calder Times, and I will get to your questions. So just kind of a pretty cool stat that my friend Arthur Kinney, he is a huge resource for me for the Cleveland Monsters during the regular season, and he just comes up with some pretty cool factoids here and there. And he messaged me about 20 minutes ago and said, here's an interesting fact. The College Baseball World Series ends tonight, which ends the 2023-24 NCAA athletic season. The Stanley Cup Final Game 7 is tonight, which ends the 2023-24 NHL season. If the Hershey Bears win tonight, then, of course, the 2023-24 AHL season ends, which means that this puts 2023 and North American and possibly global sports in the record books in its entirety, with everything ending on the exact same night. So we're just going to take a really quick look back to this past Saturday, the 22nd, where the Hershey Bears won 3-2, making the series
3-2.
3-2. So, honestly, Jimmy Huntington and Alex Limoges had themselves a game. Honestly, both 2-point nights, but Cole Lind got that scoring started out in the final game of the season in Coachella Valley, scoring at 10:05 of the first period with assists from Logan Morrison, Connor Carrick. Then Jimmy Huntington, if you haven't seen that goal already from Jimmy Huntington at 19:58 of the first period, go find a clip because it is one of the most spectacular goals, clutch goals that I have ever seen. So basically, Alex Limoges comes skating up, a little bit of a tic-tac-toe passes to Pierre Dubé, who gets it to Jimmy Huntington. Now, Jimmy Huntington is down low on Chris Drieger on this play. He gets the shot off, then the puck comes right off of Drieger, hits Jimmy Huntington's stick, and he's able to push it back in with Drieger with 1.3 seconds remaining. Can't get much closer than that. Then in the second period, both teams were held scoreless despite Coachella Valley getting 15 shots on net compared to Hershey's 4. So shout out Hunter Shepard for that one. And then in the third period, lots of scoring. So at 43, Ryan Winterton, of the Coachella Valley Firebirds, 5th of the season, primary assist to Cameron Hughes. And that, they're ahead 2-1. Then here comes the Bears. 8:26 of the 8:26 of the third period. This is going to be a long night if I can't talk already. Hardy Haman Octel with his 5th of the season from Chase Prisky. And then at 16:45, Jimmy Huntington, 2nd of the night, 5th of the postseason from, again, Alex Limoges and defenseman Logan Day. So this is going to be a heck of a game. Any thoughts?
None here.
This is going to be a heck of a stream. So you had the list earlier. Who are our officials tonight, and anything of interesting note that fans should keep an eye out with this officiating team?
None in particular. Justin Key, number 44, and Cody Beach, 45, your referees. Ryan Jackson, 84, and Joseph Mann, 89, your linespersons. All 4 are part-time NHL.
There you go. Cool. So yeah, game 6 popping up here in just a few minutes. The Calder Cup is in the building. And please feel free to put in any comments, questions. We would love to get your opinion. Let me know who you are cheering for. We are going to pop in and do a little bit of live check-ins as we are able to. We appreciate you all being here. Right now, the lights are down. It looks like we're getting ready for some introductions and in the anthems. If you hear like a de-squeaky toy in the background, that is Jasmine, our golden retriever. She might be making some appearances. But yeah, the referees have hit the ice, which means this game is going to be starting very soon. So again, game 6 of the Hershey Bears and the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Game 6, Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So if you're just joining us, no lineup changes here for game 6. Both the Coachella Valley Firebirds and the Hershey Bears both going with the exact same lineups. You still have the same starting netminers in Hunter Shepard for the Hershey Bears, Chris Drieger for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Now, Aaron Ness did take pregame warmups for Hershey. However, he is still not playing. Nikki Lieberman is still in on defense. Basically, the mantra being, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Or, yeah, if it's not broke, then we don't need to make any changes, don't need to fix it. So yeah, that's kind of the story going on in Hershey right now. So, and then interesting stat just coming on or coming around from yeah, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this name, but it's
Michael Fornabio.
okay, Michael Fornabio on Twitter. It's Fornabio CTP on Twitter. So if Hershey wins tonight, it will be the first time, or sorry, just the second time since 1964 for the Stanley Cup and the Calder Cup to be awarded on the same night. The only other time this happened on June 12th, 2009, Pittsburgh defeated Detroit in Game 7, and this does not surprise me, Hershey defeating Manitoba in Game 6. So, yeah, just I'm excited to get this one going. What's your prediction?
Coco Sabres sweet victory.
Okay. Yeah, while I was getting ready this morning, he told me, it's the same joke he told me last year. Is Coco going to sway to, yeah, you know what you say, because I'm having issues talking already. This isn't good.
Does Coco Sabres sweet victory tonight, or does Fuego rise from the ashes to force a Game 7?
Which we had the same question last year. So yeah, anthems are getting started right now. I would love to know all of your predictions. So is it going to be the Hershey Bears? Is it going to be the Coachella Valley Firebirds? Who will be the MVP? In my mind, if Hershey wins, Hunter Shepard gets the MVP.
It's been a brick wall for them this entire playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and there have been some games, like there was the game in the Cleveland series, and then a game here in the finals where he has been pulled, but he has stolen some games, especially this series with the Firebirds for pretty much the entire series, give or take a couple periods, where they have held Hershey to single shots on goal, not getting above 10, which is, for a team as offensively dangerous as Hershey is, that's a heck of a feat. So we will find out here over the course of the next couple of hours how this all pans out. But again, if you'd like to join the conversation, please leave a comment, or you can tweet us at the Calder Times. So, yeah, any final thoughts before we get going?
None here. Maybe a clean game. Competitive game.
I feel like he's showing some favoritism with the all caps shirt. So my normal co-host on the Calder's Calling podcast, Corey Swartz, will be very happy with him. So yeah, so basically, the storyline tonight, super simple one. Firebirds win, forcing a Game 7 in Hershey. A Hershey win will give them a Calder Cup repeat. Stick taps to Patrick Williams for this tidbit, but there have been 9 of those in AHL history. So this will actually give, again, if Hershey wins, that will give them a baker's dozen of Calder Cups. Last year was, sweeter by the dozen. I'd be interested to know if Zach Fish is kind of planning a baker's dozen joke, or not joke, but baker's dozen call if they should win. But knowing how superstitious hockey players, hockey coaches, broadcasters are, I'm sure he'd say he's not, but in the back of their head, they are. So we do have the starting lineup for the Hershey Bears. So, of course, Hunter Shepard is starting. They're going with Strome, Suter, and Trineyev for their forwards. Massey and Prisky starting on defense, and Hunter Shepard again in net. I mean, Massey was, not to play off of his name, but he was massive here so far this series, had a few really key plays. the other night. So, all right, so puck is down, and literally within 7 seconds, we have an icing. What a great start! So, yeah, so let's kind of take a quick look in here. We can't stream the entire game, but we'll do our best to stream as much as possible. So just give me a minute to get this all set up here. All right. So yeah, this is such a slow start. So a few seconds in, there was icing. Now they are, I mean, not even 20 seconds in, and it was played with a high stick. So fantastic start, right?
Right?
It's just, I would just like to know, like, what's going through like the officials' heads as they are, um, they're in such a huge game, and they know that the fans are always riding them and stuff. It's just like I've never really had a chance to talk to an official and be like, "Hey, what's what's your thought process through all of this?" Or are they just unbothered?
Yeah, they have to be unbothered. They have to be thick-skinned.
More so than anybody. So, all right. So right now, pretty slow going. I think we're about to get our first shot. Yep, there's our first shot on goal, first save of the game. Hunter Shepherd just has his glove hand out there. Like, oh, no problem. I'll take that. Thank you very much. But yeah, real choppy start. It's really hard for players to really get anything going then. So
The third whistle within the first minute of the game looked like an easy save for Shepard as well.
oh yeah, he was ready for it. It looked like it might be going a little wide, but he had the glove hand there, grabbed it. All is good for Hunter Shepherd. So right now, it looks like the people are having problems with the ice a little bit, and we have another offside. It's going to be one of those games. It's kind of hard to commentate on a game that every 15, 20 seconds we get a whistle. So, but yeah, let us know. Who are you cheering for? Who do you think the MVP is going to be? Who's the hero of the game? Do you have an opinion which mascot's better? Do you prefer Coco? Do you prefer Fuego? Even though Fuego now scares me with his huge flamethrower, which I don't think you should be giving mascots flamethrowers, but that's just me.
Or using them in close proximity to ice.
Well, that's another story. So again, it's just a super choppy start to this one. They're just pinned along the boards. Everyone with their phone on the board, you might want to move them or else you may lose them. Oh, right away, the Coachella Valley Firebirds, Ryan Winterton with a goal. That is so important for them. But really nice pass. Let's take a look at this again. Oh, yeah. Hughes down low. Really, really just fighting for that one.
Looks like he was in the right place at the right time to get him low and glove side.
So look at that. Cameron Hughes was just fighting along the boards with Hardy Helm and Octal. Finds Ryan Winterton, who just kind of mini one times it right past the glove on Hunter Shepherd. So there we go. 1-0 score. And we're listening to the call, and it has just gotten silent there in the Giant Center. But right now, they're not. And Dylan McElrath doing Dylan McElrath things, just absolutely leveled somebody. Did you see who that was?
I did not.
Huge hit. Let's go ahead and rewind this real quick, and then we'll have to kind of cut away from the live feed a little bit to respect rights holders and things like that. I could
he's
not
already
even
out.
tell. Oh, John Hayden, which John Hayden is a huge part of that team. So if they happen to lose him, that will be that wouldn't be good. He's already gotten a hat trick this postseason, I believe, series. Let's take another look at that. Oh yeah, he just gets lined up and he just levels him. But if you're just joining us, hello, my name's Deana Weinheimer. I am the founder of the Calder Times, 1/3 of the Calder's Calling podcast. Joining me today is my husband, Gary. He's not normally on streams. Or writing or anything. He's just joining me so I'm not screaming into the void by myself.
World.
So this is kind of like his debut. So I appreciate him being here because, of course, it's hard to get people to join last minute, but we'd love you to join us. So leave a comment or tweet us at the Calder Times. Gary's kind of the expert when it comes to officiating and rules and things like that. He's also my accountant here for the Calder Times. So feel free to join us. So just a quick recap here. Right now, the score is 1-0 Coachella Valley on Hershey. Ryan Winterton, his 6th of the postseason, scoring at 137. From Cameron Hughes, his 14th point of the postseason. 14th assist. Again, a huge contributor. And then Shane Wright, that highly touted prospect for the Seattle Kraken, with his 7th assist of the postseason. He's kind of woken up here in the last few games after sitting out, I believe it was 6 games with an injury. But yeah, right now we have 2-1 shot advantage, Coachella Valley over Hershey. I believe they might have missed a shot or two because there was very clearly a shot and a save by Hunter Shepard before the goal. But who am I to say? I'm just sitting in my home office in the middle of Ohio. So what do I know, right? Notice how he doesn't say anything. He just laughs.
You know more than I do. There's a reason you're the journalist and I'm not.
Cool. I just say cool. Yeah. So Hunter Shepard with another nice save. Again, it's just kind of a real choppy start. But right now, Hershey just needs to really start putting shifts together. Back on Saturday, Corey and I talked about this, that whenever Hershey just kind of seems to be falling off or having issues putting things together, all they need is just one strong shift, which you would imagine that Jimmy Huntington line, which is out there right now, might be the ones to do that. Riker Evans looked to trip up Jimmy Huntington there. No call. Power plays are going to be very, very difficult to come by. So we have another close call here that I'm going to bring up on the feed here.
Knocked down by Riker Evans, no call.
Okay, take a look at the scoring opportunity for Hershey.
Behind the goal.
Bouncing puck.
It to the side of the net. He gets drugged out.
It was so close. And Alex, that was Jimmy Huntington again, almost getting that puck in there past Chris Drieger. But ultimately,
I didn't see that one, Zach. I was watching the play coming up the wall, but
the defense stood tall. So
right below us here. I was looking in front. So nonetheless, the Bears go to the power play here, and this is a spot where they
kind of lost his feet. You might explain the no call earlier.
So it looks like actually Hershey is moving to the power play. I'm waiting to hear the announcement of the penalty.
Last game, looking to connect here with a puck rolled away from Lapierre and all the way down the ice. Todd Nelson sat at radio side. If you joined us in our pregame, more of that shot first mentality, more pucks.
I don't think there's okay, there it is. Connor Carrick, the former Hershey Bear, 2 minutes for interference at 4 27. Let's go ahead and take a live watch of this power play. So, yeah, it's very fortunate, I guess, for the Bears that they are getting this early power play because those, again, they're so hard to come by because officials tend to just put those whistles away, especially the later we get into the playoffs here. But right now, Coachella Valley really just stifling them. Here, Dubé with a nice shot. Drieger standing tall. And Ethan Frank, they keep feeding him for that one-timer, and nothing's coming up so far. Now we got Snively, Dubé playing a little back and forth. Back to Snively. And kind of bounces off LaPierre's stick back to Snively. I think they're going to try to get it to. There we go. Derek Dubé with the bubble, the full get up. That's a huge response for the Hershey Bears. Put up some really nice.
Just great movement there, Zach, on that power play. It's just a matter of time. They've been hitting that bumper spot by Dubé, being able to find that soft spot, and just a matter of time. Great little pass there by Hendricks LaPierre, and Dubé goes right over the block.
This game, Hershey was 17 out for 78 off the man advantage in the postseason.
Huge. I mean, normally on the power play, you're expecting Ethan Frank, to get that, but Derek Dubé equalizing it less than 6 minutes in. So let's go back and just watch at this power play here. A lot of it was between Snively, Dubé, and Frank over on the right point, but LaPierre and Dubé connect up, and that's all you need. Take a look at this here. Here it comes. Perfect. I'm not sure if that maybe hit something on the way in, but again, they never asked how. They ask how many. 13:24 to go. Another icing call. Let's take a look back at this scoring here. All right, so this game started out with a Coachella Valley lead, 137 of the first. Ryan Winterton, again, his 6th of the season. Assist from Cameron Hughes, his 14th of the postseason, and Shane Wright's 7th. Then at 4:27, Connor Carrick for the Firebirds taking a 2-minute interference penalty while on that power play. The Bears equalizing it, saying, 5:51, Pierre Dubé, his 5th of the postseason. Right now, they are crediting it to Hendricks LaPierre, his 15th assist, and Joe Snively's 14th assist of the postseason. Again, power play goal. So let us know. We'd love to have you all join the conversation. Please leave a comment or tweet us at the Calder Times. So right now, Coachella Valley is starting to press back on the Hershey Bears here. But yeah, the Bears looking some heavy legs out there.
Overskated it.
Just a little bit.
You can't clear it.
So one really great story of this Coachella Valley postseason, since Andrew Podorowski went down injured, and they are still and who is still unavailable to the Firebirds, is Leighton Road. He's come in. He signed his contract, I believe, back in March, but now he's joining in and just really making a great impact here. So we are in a media timeout here with 12:03 remaining. We're going to take a real quick 30-second break, get some water, rest the voice just a little bit because it's going to be a long night. and we will be back in 30 seconds. All right, and we are back from our own little media timeouts. So Gary, you had a real nice stat about the Coachella Valley Firebirds that you just were bringing up to me during our little break.
Coming into this game, their penalty kill was firing at 80%.
Well,
First,
there you go.
First penalty against Hershey. I'll bring up the numbers in the other direction.
Perfect. So see, like I said, he's my statistician. I appreciate him so much. So yeah, you're getting the whole family here. We've got, I think, both the dogs, one dog. We have one dog in here, so you're getting 3/4 of our family. But yeah, the players are coming back to the ice here with 12:03 remaining in the first, tied at 1. Okay, puck is back down. We are live again with action at the Giant Center. So, and icing. It's
it's the opening puck drop all over again.
It has been such a choppy game, and I know
they're gonna confer on this one. It looks like Hershey thought they touched it.
So. Yep, they're bringing it down to the right face-off dot right by Hunter Shepherd. So defensive zone face-off for the Hershey Bears. And Riley Sutter winning that face-off for Hershey, but kind of a bouncing puck, and Coachella Valley gets control of it. They have to kind of cycle back to their defensive zone to get anything set up. But Hershey has been really good all series, just not all series, all playoffs long at really hemming teams in. Ethan Frank now with the puck. Joe Snively. Chase Prisky almost setting up for a long bomb from the blue line for the Bears, but kind of bobbles the puck a little bit and forces a turnover. But just like that, Hershey has possession again. So it was a really rough start for the Bears here. But now they're up 6-3 in shots. It's tied. They're starting to really wake up and swarm a little bit.
That they are. That long shot that Drigger just saved. Had to be alert for that one.
They got to be alert for all of them now.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's really interesting to listen now. Like the crowd is so much more lively, just a lot more action going on, just in the noise level. Ever since that Pierre Dubé goal, and of course, a power play goal never hurts.
Mm-hmm. And it was simply just early when Winterton broke the ice in the first couple of minutes, and we've got ourselves a game.
So we are going to be checking in here every so often. Of course, we can't broadcast the entire game just due to copyright issues and things like that. But as interesting things happen, we will do our best to check in.
They ran right into 3 Bears.
So we're just watching here a little bit. Again, that Chase Prisky again leading the rush into the offensive zone for Hershey. He has just been fantastic for this one. So one great story that kind of came out of last season was Jimmy Huntington and a young man named Cooper from Milwaukee. Did you ever hear about that?
I might have.
So basically this all started, there's a young man named Cooper up in Milwaukee, and he sits in one of the corners, and it's become lovingly known as Cooper's Corner. So Jimmy Huntington and Cooper's family have a really good relationship. And so they drove the 12 to 13 hours from Milwaukee all the way to Hershey to be there for Game 6 and a potential Game 7. So one of my co-hosts, Corey Swartz, he's at the game tonight, and he said that he spoke to Cooper and Cooper's father, Brad, as they were coming into the doors at the Giant Center tonight. And they were going to be able to do the fan tunnel and all that tonight, which was super exciting. It's great to see them carry that relationship from Milwaukee all the way over to Hershey. You know, hockey is a great game like that. So, all right. So we are at another media timeout. 9:52 remaining in the first period. Hershey and Coachella Valley tied at 1 apiece. In this best of 7 series, Hershey does have the 3-2 series lead. And just a quick recap of scoring here. Ryan Winterton for the Firebirds at 1:37 of the first. Pierrick Dubé on the power play at 5:51. So, but yeah, Hershey's up 8-3 in shots. So basically, Hershey has only allowed 1 shot since 3:34 of this period. So there has only been 1 shot since then. That was Cale Fleury's at 7:57. What are you seeing on defense?
I don't see much deeper than that. Just that Hershey seems to be storming Drieger.
Yep. All right. I got to take another water break. I will be back here in about 30 seconds. All right, and we are back. Thanks again for allowing us to have that quick little water break here. We'll go ahead and do a quick little look in at the game. And another close shot there for Hershey on Drieger. We got that Henrik Rubinski group out there right now. And another icing call. It seems like there's been a lot of those here tonight. But, you know, that's hockey.
One second, I'm sorry about that.
So we do have the dogs in here, so we're trying to juggle this and the dogs. But another Firebirds face-off win. They've been really strong in the face-off dot, but unfortunately, turnovers have not been their friend. Just Hershey has been relentless with the sticks, lots of great stick work. And another icing.
Wasn't sure for a second there if they caught him in a line change with there's giving it behind the net for a few seconds right before that.
Yeah, it's been rough. And in a game like this, you know, Game 6, been a long season, legs are tired. Just all these starts and stops are not helping either team. If they can just keep things moving, just get in the flow of the game, it's going to serve both teams so much better. But this constant start, stop, icing, high stick, deflected out of play. Offside, Oh, Nikki Lieberman with a really nice potential look on goal, but Riker Evans just, again, we talked about that stick work, just fantastic, getting the puck away from the young defenseman Nikki Lieberman, who has come in replacement for Aaron Ness. And bobbling puck again.
Starting to get a little bit of consistent play here. It's been a little bit since the last whistle.
Probably the longest breaks that we've had in a bit between whistles. So,
especially since right after they finally got a few shifts together after the first few whistles. And generally, puck will get replaced after about 2 minutes of play, but for obvious reasons, you can't do that during live play.
So, what's the disadvantage of having a warm puck?
It bounces around more.
Simple as that. But just lots of back and forth now, but all it takes is just one line up. But again, Gary just pointed out, we're getting some really good possession time here. Jimmy Schultz with just a really great shot on Hunter Shepard, getting him feeling the puck for the first time in a while.
Board battle there. Finally, Hershey cleared it away from that and cleared the zone, or Coachella cleared the zone.
Yeah, there's been a lot more open ice play in this game compared to Game 6, where it seemed like they were along the boards or near that area a lot. Another great clear from Hershey. They're giving Hunter Shepard all the room, all the time to recover in between shots.
It also looks like Coachella's had the last couple of shots on goal.
That they have. So, yeah.
Empty net. I got that.
So that's one of the funny little quirks of the AHL game sheet or game report, game center, I guess they call it, is every once in a while, one of the goaltenders will fall off. So like right now, for some reason, they don't have Hunter Shepard in net, according to the AHL. So it just says shot number 44, Jimmy Schultz shoots on empty net, which we all know that no one's going to pull their goaltender at 12:48 of the first period. There's no reason to do that.
Not unless it's a delayed penalty.
Yeah. Connor Carrick with a great opportunity, but Ethan Frank coming in. So, all right, we're going to have to break away from that for a little bit again, just due to copyright reasons and things like that. So the Hershey fans, none too happy. Riker Evans keeps taking the puck behind Chris Strieger, letting the lines change. That always makes me laugh whenever the opposition does that and all the home fans just get on them.
And every team does it, including at home.
Well, they'll never
boo their own.
They'll never boo their own team. Like, oh, let this team, The other team's wasting time. No, this team, yes.
Someone's stick exploded behind Drieger.
And we got another one. They're just behind Drieger, waiting for the place to come out. But nice long ice pass. Devin Shore tried to get it in on Hunter Shepard, but ends up hitting the backside of the post that has the back netting on. So another board battle. We're starting to get a few more of those in the closing minutes of the first period. And back along the boards. It's like this seems like the second I brought up the board battles,
they're getting them all the time.
The board battles started happening.
And cleared it yourself.
Anything else y'all would like me to talk about? Because it'll happen.
A goal for either team.
Oh, I'm not that good. And again, another great play to force it out to neutral ice. Nikki Lieberman has really been impressing me these last couple of games, just coming in, acting completely unfazed by the situation. Super strong netminder, or super strong defenseman.
Thought Jasmine was going to try to get her head in for a second. And we have a delayed, or no, not.
So Nolan coming in. I love your profile picture of the anteater Nolan, by the way. So Nolan wants me to call a Coachella goal because he wants to go to Game 7. Who Nolan? You don't know. It could possibly be coming up here. Pierre Dubé going to the box for Hershey. So with 3:18 remaining in the first period, Coachella Valley getting their first power play of the night. Do they take a 2-1 lead? Let's tune in we'll tune in and take a look at this. I apologize for any background noise. That is my golden retriever taking a apparently much needed drink of water. So, Gary, while we're waiting on the puck to drop, and it looks like actually we have an injured Firebird.
Oh, sure enough. Can't see a number from all the way zoomed out back here.
That looked like it might be Coland. I'm going to go back and see if I can't find out what's going on here. Just one second. Yeah, he's just kind of by the left face-off circle, down on one knee, getting attended to by one of the trainers. Helps him up, but he's kind of bent over.
Did he get the wind knocked out of him? It doesn't look like he's favoring a leg or anything.
No, definitely up high, maybe a shoulder.
Oh.
And goes right back to the dressing room. So we will keep an eye on that Cole Lynn going down the tunnels. So again, 3:18 remaining in the first. We're waiting to come back from the media timeout. Pierre Dubé going to the box for Hershey for cross-checking. So Gary, I think you have some stats about these special teams.
Coachella is firing at 10 for 60, 16.7% on the power play. The Hershey penalty kill is much better at 84.7, 9 goals on 59 trips to the box.
All right, we're getting ready to drop the puck here. So let's tune in and watch this power play. Let's see, can Coachella take the lead for the second time this night, or will Hershey kill the power play? Let me know what you think. Again, Calder Cup is in the building, so we will see what happens. And Coachella Valley wins it, starting to cycle fast and easy. So Matstrom tried to clear it, but that puck is just bouncing all over the place. I'm sure the high temperatures in Central PA have not helped.
I'm sure it hasn't either. Right now it is
Riker Evans to Fleury, back to Riker Evans. And Riker Evans passing over. He thought Fleury was still on the side, but McElrath with a huge slide there to keep that shot away from Hunter Shepard, who left the right side of the net just gaping open.
It looks like Coachella keeps cycling around.
Yeah, that's one thing Coachella does really well on the man advantage is they just cycle so much and they really keep things going. They keep their feet moving, which makes things difficult for the defense to really get set up. And if you're watching this, Hardy Haman Octel with a huge clear. So the Bears able to make that change.
Is it Rubinski who's looking like he's trying to be a pest?
Yes. Which Henrik Rubinski doing Henrik Rubinski things. So that was a weird play by Hershey. They passed it back into Coachella's zone. But anyway, less than 12 seconds remaining on the power play. It looks like Hershey is going to kill this one off.
Back in the zone, and
a little bit of a crazy play there, but again, Hardy Homanoctel with some really great defensive work. And Dubé out of the box almost tried to do a little reverse 2-on-1, one offensive versus 2 defensive. All right, we're under a minute to go. We'll stay with this until the end of the period.
Yes, Jasmine.
Some more.
Looks like both teams are having a little bit of a hard time maintaining possession right now.
Oh, it's just been that. That had to be a deflection. Henrik Law Pierre with a shot from the blue line. A little bit of a fluttering puck. I didn't see who might have tipped it in front. Nolan, I'm very sorry that it was a Hershey goal, not Coachella, but there's still plenty of hockey left. But yeah, I couldn't tell who's. Oh, it was Prisky, not LaPierre. Oh, he got the hit. Okay. There it is. Okay, so LaPierre was really close to Prisky. So it's not like it got deflected down low. It was actually really high, which you don't see that too often beating a netminder. With 26 seconds remaining, we have a 2-1 game. Hershey 2, Coachella Valley 1.
That's it. There's a found their groove after let's see what happens here.
I don't think Jimmy Huntington was anticipating that pass because it just kind of hit him in the midsection. He just looks down like, why is there a buck there? Oh,
take a seat, Riker Evans.
And you gotta. So this period is ending much like Game 6 did. A little bit of a tussle, not as intense, but yeah, 2-1. Game 6 lead for the Hershey Bears at the end of the first. Gary's going to have to go here in a couple of minutes, but any thoughts on this?
After Coachella had been holding Hershey to single-digit shots on goal and anything like that, it looks like they found their groove. Still plenty of time to play. You got a game here.
All right. Well, I'm going to take another quick little water break. I'll try to be back in the next 30 to 60 seconds. Kind of running a one-person show. And thank you, Gary, for joining on. But yeah, take a quick little break, and I'll be back here with some notes and stuff from the first period. So be right back.
And thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Well, hello again, everyone. Thanks so much for bearing with me while I took a quick little water break. As you can see, I'm by myself in this one. Hopefully, I will be having some guests kind of on and off throughout the this is going to be good if I can't talk throughout the evening here. But we are currently in the first intermission of the Game 6 of the AHL's Calder Cup playoffs between the Hershey Bears and the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Hershey is up 2-1. So just kind of a quick little recap of how this game went, or how this game is going. So Hershey has the lead not only on the actual score, but also on the shots on goal. So Hershey with 10 shots in the first period, Coachella Valley with 7. Right now, Hershey is 1 for 1 on the power play. Coachella Valley 0 for 1 on the score sheet. So Coachella Valley actually got scoring started with this one. At 1:37 of the first period, Ryan Winterton with his 6th of the postseason assist from Cameron Hughes and Shane Wright. Then the Bears on the power play, while Connor Carrick was sitting 2 minutes for interference. Pierre Dubé, his 5th of the season, or of the postseason, sorry, with assists from Hendrix LaPierre and Joe Snively. And then at 19:24, Hendrix LaPierre was the 7th of the season. He actually tipped in a really nice long Chase Prisky shot, but it looks like maybe Pierre Dubé might be the Jimmy Huntington of Game 6. So, of course, Jimmy Huntington scoring 2 goals back in Game 5 in Coachella Valley this past Saturday, including that late, pivotal, well, obviously, game-winning goal. So Hershey is currently up 3 games to 2 in this best of 7. So I would love if you would like to join the conversation, please, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, please comment, ask me questions, let me know your predictions. You have pets at home, tell me about them. I would love for you to join along. Or if you are on Twitter, please feel free to tweet me at the Calder Times. But this is a huge, huge night, obviously, for the American Hockey League. There's a potential tonight. I mean, we know in the NHL, the Stanley Cup is being awarded regardless. It's either going to be the Florida Panthers or the Edmonton Oilers. Somebody's getting Lord Stanley's Cup tonight, but maybe the Calder, Mr. Calder, might be headed back home to Hershey. It's the trophy in the building, or maybe is it going to take until Wednesday? We don't know, but there is the potential for both the Calder Cup and the Stanley Cup to be awarded on the same night. So right now, it's time for Coachella Valley to really try to figure out their game. So they come into this Game 6 with a huge kind of demanding ask from their head coach. So just minutes after that heartbreaking Game 5 loss, which would be the last time that head coach Dan Bilesma coached a game at Acrisure Arena in Coachella Valley, because he is moving to the head coaching position for the Seattle Kraken starting with the 2024-25 season. So, you know, this is something that he's kind of had on his list of things he wants to accomplish before going back to the NHL, is winning a Calder Cup. So he pokes his head, Dan Bilesma pokes his head into the dressing room and simply said, "We're going there," meaning Hershey, "we're going there and grabbing 2. I mean, it's not going to be easy. And here's a very interesting stat brought to you by Patrick Williams. He is a featured writer on the AHL.com. So a visiting team has not skated the Calder Cup in Hershey since Springfield in 1961. Let me repeat that. Visiting team has not skated, so has not won the Calder Cup in Hershey, Pennsylvania since 1961, whenever Springfield did. Also, no team in American Hockey League history has ever won games 6 and 7 of the Calder Cup finals on the road. So not only was it a big ask just, from their head coach to say, hey, we lost this game. The series is now 3-2 in our opponent's favor. But, so we got to win the next two. We will win, but also history definitely not on their side for that. So it's got to be a little bit or a lot of bit of deja vu, of course, Hershey, Coachella Valley, a rematch of last year's Calder Cup finals, where the Bears took Game 7 to overtime in Coachella Valley at Acrisure Arena and ended up winning in overtime. So now they're going to have to go into the Giant Center, where the Bears are a combined 37-9-0-0 this season. And if Coachella Valley wants to win, they've got to win twice. But also, Firebirds in the regular season, the best road team of the regular season some of the best ever. They were 792 on the road. So the Firebirds were 26-5-3-2 on the road this regular season. They took Game 1 of this series at Giant Center. So they can definitely win in unfriendly environments, but again, it's history not definitely on their side here. But right now, both of these teams need to find shots on goal. Now, this is the first time in several games where Hershey has put up more than single-digit shots in one period. Coachella Valley's defense has been fantastic in that aspect of keeping pucks away from the net, really crashing in on Hershey shooting lanes. But Hershey getting 10 shots on net in the first period compared to Coachella Valley's 7. So, honestly, both teams have been playing pretty great this series. It's what you expect of the Calder Cup playoffs, of the Calder Cup finals. Just a lot of hard plays, not nearly as feisty or physical as I thought, especially seeing how feisty it did get the Eastern Conference Finals between the Bears and the Cleveland Monsters. But both teams kind of keep it pretty level-headed. Can't say the same of the end of Game 5. Things got pretty heated then, but there's, again, it's the playoffs. There's only so much that can be done. So we're going to keep going here, but if you would like to join the conversation, please leave a comment or send us a tweet at the Calder Times. I'd love to answer any questions or have a discussion with you. So again, feel free to leave a comment if you're on Facebook or YouTube. If you're on X, you can try leaving a comment in the feed. Otherwise, just go ahead and tweet at the Calder Times. So, so the Zambonis done clearing the ice. They're going to let that set for a little bit, get fans some time to get back from the concession stands. But we have actually 2 penalties from the end of the first period. So looks like we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey to start the second. Pierre Dubé from the Hershey Bears getting a 2-minute diving and embellishment penalty, and then Jacob Melanson getting 2 minutes for cross-checking. Melanson for the Coachella Valley Firebirds also at 20 minutes. So kind of going back to what I was saying, though, it's just, this series is everything and also nothing like I expected. There have been a couple of blowout games. I wasn't fully anticipating that. I thought the games would be a lot closer, but also hockey as a game is completely unpredictable. I think one of the huge losses that is really looming over this Firebird squad is veteran forward Andrew Podorowski. This would be his third. If the Firebirds win, I think this is his third. This would be his third Calder Cup in 4 tries or something like that. So he's been here before. He knows how to play in these situations. He's a great producer, a great leader. But of course, very early on in this series, he gets taken out on a hard hit from Dylan McElrath and has not been seen back on the ice since. No official word on what that penalty is. But still, unfortunately, in Game 6, still remains unavailable to his to the Firebirds. So, but I mean, it's reported that Dan Bylsma told his team to pack like they're going to be there for 2 games, prepare for 2 games. They're going to take this to 7. That's been, what he's been saying since the end of Game 5. We're going to take 2. We're going to go to Hershey. We're going to play it through 7, and we're going to win. So, and a lot of that motto too, Coachella Valley is really wanting to do this for each other because, of course, we all know Dan Bylsma with the promotion to Seattle coming in the off season, and honestly, you could say the same thing for Hershey. The reality of the American Hockey League is whenever your season's done, that's going to be the last time that basically this team is going to be together. A lot of these groups will not be there next year just because AHL clubs usually undergo some huge lineup shifts. You'll have some of the same prospects from the NHL club that tend to be there for a couple years at a time. Sometimes you'll get some of the same AHL contract signings. Otherwise, it's, those contracts in the American Hockey League are 1 years. Very, very, very rarely will you see a 2-year contract for an American Hockey League player that is not, again, on like an entry-level deal from one of the National Hockey League teams. So it's just the reality of it. That's just how it goes. So at this point of the season, everybody is there for each other. So that's just kind of what's going on there. So again, we will take a quick look at where we are in the game. Players and officials should be coming back to the ice shortly. So right now, at the end of the first period, the Hershey Bears are up over the Coachella Valley Firebirds 2-1. Hershey also leading in shots 10-7. So the officials are taking the ice, so we'll be ready to go here again in just a few minutes. But Ryan Winterton for the Firebirds opened up scoring at even strength, assisted from Cameron Hughes and Shane Wright. Then the next 2 goals both go to the Hershey Bears with Pierre Dubé on the power play from Hendrix LaPierre and Joe Snively. Then at 19:24, Hendrix LaPierre hitting the score sheet again with his 7th of the season. Again, this one at even strength, with Chase Prisky really setting that one up there. So just a long bomb from near the blue line, but Chase Prisky from honestly out high. He wasn't even down low on Chris Drieger, but got the deflection enough to fool Drieger and to get Hershey that leading goal with under a minute left. So we will be beginning the second period with 4-on-4 hockey. So right after time expired, offsetting minors being awarded. So Jacob Nellenson for the Coachella Valley Firebirds getting a 2-minute cross-checking penalty, and then Pierre Dubé for the Bears getting a diving embellishment penalty at, again, that's 2 minutes right at the 22nd mark. So We do have a couple of players to kind of look out for. Cole Lind late in the first period needed some help coming off the ice. Cole Lind for the Firebirds. So we'll need to keep a lookout for number 16 to see if he returns or see what happens there. So again, that would be a huge loss for the Firebirds again if he is unable to come back. So 11 points through 17 games this postseason. Pretty even in terms of his contribution. 5 goals, 6 assists. He was almost a point per game player in the regular season with 65 points across 69 games. All right. So as they're getting set to drop the puck on the second period, I would love to invite you to join the conversation again. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, please leave a comment, and I'd love to chat with you. If you're on Twitter, just leave a comment or tweet at the Calder Times, and we will I'll do my best to answer that. And now we do have, I know this is an AHL podcast, but we do have an NHL trade to talk about here. And it's been kind of speculated for the past couple seasons, what the Boston Bruins are going to do with that goaltending tandem of Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman. Well, it looks like Jeremy Swayman is the goaltender that they will be going with. So Boston Bruins trading Linus Ullmark to the Ottawa Senators for a 2024 first round pick, 25th overall, goaltender Jonas Korpisalo, which the Sens are retaining 25% of that, and then Mark Kastelik. So that's that's a trade that had been kind of talked about for a while. It's kind of sad because I think a lot of us really like that relationship between Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman. So, but yeah, the puck is down on the second period. 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 24. But just watching this series here, I can't help but going back and just remembering the Eastern Conference Finals between the Bears and the Cleveland Monsters. I mean, I think Hershey has been riding the adversity a lot better this series than what they did in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I mean, just looking at this and seeing how some of these games have been so one-sided, and you look back at the Monster series, and Hershey was only able to beat the Monsters once in regulation. That went to a full 7 games. And this series, I don't think has gone to overtime. I need to double check my stats on that real quick. I don't believe so. I think it has all been in regulation, but overtime was the difference in that series. And it's just kind of insane to think about that. Because Hershey has had such, I don't want to say they had an easy time, but they just blew through the Atlantic Division like nobody's business. And it's just kind of funny to see how the Eastern Conference Finals are shaping up compared to the Calder Cup Finals. But let's go ahead and take a look at the last 20 or so seconds of this 4-on-4. And Marion Studenic on 4-and-4 play gets the puck up over Hunter Shepard on our live show of Calder's Calling this week. I called out Marion Studenic just for kind of his off score sheet additions, and here he is getting the puck past Hardy Hamanoktel for the Bears and just gets it right over Hunter Shepard's goal. I don't think he was anticipating that shot. And yeah, 9 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Now this game is tied 2-2. Just a huge play there by Marion Studenic. So and we almost had a goal going back the other way for Hershey there. But yeah, Marion Studenic hasn't really been showing up on the score sheet this series. So he had the 2 assists back in game 4. And he had 1 goal back in game 2. And then the 1 goal here tonight. So throughout the playoffs, Marion Studenic, 11 points through 18 games, 4 goals, 7 assists. So we got that Ethan Frank line out there. And right now it looks like these players are starting to get a little bit of a shoot first mentality. I mean, even like you just saw both of the last shots on goal here from really wide angles, just down on that goal line. But we've seen it all postseason long. Sometimes those are the shots that go in. I do not know how that puck did not go in. That was a really nice wraparound by Pierre Dubé, but it looked like Drieger had a blade or something on that one. Huge dive right there from Luke Henman from Coachella Valley to stop that opportunity from that Jimmy Huntington line, who has just been hot the last couple of games. Again, Nikki Lieberman really stepping up, really doing some great things for Hershey here. So I really want you to watch this second period, because this is something that the Bears have done well all postseason long on the defensive long change, where they really do. And of course, they contradict me the second I start talking about it. Inside the post and out, Coachella Valley came within millimeters of taking the lead for the second time this evening. But back to what I was saying about the Hershey Bears here. So one thing they've done really well all season, or all postseason, during the second period on that long defensive change, is they will hem in the opposing defense and just wear on them. They'll keep cycling, they'll keep switching out their offense, and then just wait for the other team's legs to just basically get so heavy that they just can't do much, and then they'll score on them. It's been fascinating to watch, but it looks like Coachella Valley has really learned how to deal with that. But we do have offside here. 14:52 remaining in the second period, but Coachella Valley scoring early here in the second period to make this a 2-2 tie game. So Marion Studenic on 4-on-4 right now. They are it's reading. Oh, sorry, they just updated the score sheet. So it's Marion Studenic from Devin Shore and Jimmy Schultz for the Firebirds on that goal at 1:51. So officially only 1 shot on goal for each team here, with 14:44 remaining in the second period. Hershey has 11 overall, Coachella Valley with 2 overall. All right, let's take another live look in at this game. And again, it's been a lot of great stick work has been the difference between got a bear haul down, of course, like I was saying earlier on in the game. getting a call in game 6 of the finals is, you got a whistle here, offside. Okay. But getting a whistle, especially for a penalty at this point, is next to impossible. It does happen. We've had 2 penalties each this game. So it's got to be something pretty egregious or something that they have to call, like a too many men or delay of game. But otherwise, it's hard. It is really hard to get those calls. And going back to what I said earlier, my husband, who joined me a little bit earlier on, did confirm that all the games this series have been decided in regulation. So just again, makes me go back to that Cleveland series, which was very, very difficult for the Bears, but perhaps that hardened them up a bit for this Eastern Conference Finals or Calder Cup Finals. Either way, we know what I was talking about. So we're back to a full 200-foot game here. So I'd love to hear from you all. Please leave a comment or tweet me at the Calder Times. I'd love to hear from you. Get a little bit of interaction going here. I see the 100 or so of you in here, so I'd love to chat with you a little bit. But here comes another great opportunity for the Firebirds. But again, that Hershey defense has just been stifling this time. Pierre Dubé, who has hit the score sheet tonight with that power play goal. Again, playing a strong two-way game here. And of course, once I talk about how strong Hershey has been, and their offensive zone, limiting time in the opposition's offensive zone, is when Coachella Valley has been spending quite a bit of ozone time here. So let's see. Oh, a bobbling puck finds its way up and over Hunter Shepherd. So, hey, David, my pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. But Nolan earlier was asking for a Coachella goal. Well, there's been 2 of them. But yeah, with a lot of traffic down low, I think that was Ryan Winterton again. Yeah, so Ryan Winterton, that is his second goal of the night at 7:59 of the second. So that is actually I believe his 7th goal in 18 games. So he also had a 2-goal night back in game 1 of this series. So that was goal number 2 and 3 of that series. And tonight he has goals 1 and 3. Yeah, Ryan Winterton has been a huge addition here. I mean, and this is just his rookie season. So he played 58 games in the regular season with the Firebirds, was a plus 25. He had 22 goals, 13 assists in the regular season off of 113 shots, 3 shorthanded goals, 2 game-winning goals. And then Ryan Winterton in the playoffs, 18 games played, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points, a plus 8 on 33 shots, giving him a 21.2 shooting percentage. So not too bad for the young rookie. So David saying Come on, Bears. And we got Dark Orb saying, that's rough. Still plenty of time. But I actually just saw one of our photographers pop in here. Brian, how are you? How's it going?
Well, I'm good. And you?
Doing okay.
All right.
It's kind of rough doing the live stream by yourself, but I'm having a good time.
Well, that's good.
So Brian has been wonderful here with us at the Calder Times. Take some amazing photographs of some of our Atlantic Division teams. So you've seen the Bears quite a bit. Have you been able to watch this series? And if so, what have your thoughts been?
Well, I haven't watched it. I follow along, and they've basically been the two best teams all season, without a doubt. And so to be down here and where they're at right now, and not a surprise. I'm actually going to give Hershey the edge being at home to close it out tonight, but anything can happen in playoff hockey.
Yes, absolutely. So you said you would give the edge to Hershey here. Do you kind of have a prediction of who the hero of the game might be and what the final score might be?
No, I'm not a prediction there. It's going to be a 1-goal game. Not going to surprise me if it goes to overtime. And if they Coachella does pull it out and they go to a game 7, then anything can happen when it's game 7. I've just, before I popped on here, I turned on the Edmonton Panthers because they're just starting, and Edmonton's on a roll. They've got the momentum, but it's going to be it's going to be a nail biter tonight. And this series has been, you just look at the scores of the games. Pretty much, with the exception of 1 or 2, they've been nip and tuck close. 1-goal games. One in the last minutes of the third period. It's the kind of hockey you want to see this time of year.
Yeah, it's been a very, very fun series despite the massive time difference. I appreciate them doing an earlier start this past Saturday because those 10 p.m. Eastern times are rough.
That's a rough when East Coast, West Coast time difference.
Yep.
Tough on the players, but everybody sucks it up this time of year and does what they need to do.
Yep. I do not miss the days of Cleveland being in the West and having those long nights.
Oh, I'm sure.
So glad they're back in the East with the occasional game in the Central.
Well, they took Hershey to the mat in a good series. They did.
That series was so stressful.
I joined in on the podcast. I was listening on Facebook app, and that was a good ending. Tough loss for Cleveland, but they played a hell of a series.
Very, very tough. Just sometimes, and that's why I'm not surprised that, especially right now, even though the shot clock seems to have stalled out the last few minutes, I don't know what that's about because we've seen plenty of shots. But yeah, the players are even on the goal line, just trying to get them on net. Because you never know. We saw plenty of those going for Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah. Why not try it?
Yep. And so, how many viewers have you got tonight?
Oh, we've got over 100. So
nice.
So I'm excited. I'm sure as the game wears down, if it's like any of the other streams, everyone kind of pops in the third period, and we'll get going. So,
well, hockey fans tonight are, split screen because
yep,
got the the Oilers and the Panthers just starting, and this game in the second period, and I know that's what I was split screening, and it it's a good night to be a hockey fan tonight.
It's a good night and a hard night. But yeah, just checking in, game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Edmonton and Florida tied at 0, but also there was 18:55 left in the first. The game very, very new in action. So, but yeah, it's also a hard day if you are a Boston Bruins fan with Linus Ullmark being traded.
No, that was expected.
Yep. Doesn't make it any easier though, but hopefully they will love Jonas Korpisalo. I enjoyed his time with Cleveland and with Columbus, so hopefully he does well for them.
Yeah. Well, Ullmark, that was expected. There's no surprise that he traded there. It was just a matter of where and when.
Yep.
A luxury with 2 goalies of that caliber is quite a hefty price tag on the salary cap.
And in the salary cap era, it's something that can't be it's a luxury that can't stay for too long.
Right.
So, all right. Well, any other thoughts, Brian? I do really appreciate you hopping on for a bit.
Yeah, no, like I said, just I'm following this game, and then the Oilers and Panthers, and I'm expecting that we'll close out both series tonight. The NHL for sure because it's Game 7, but I give Hershey the edge in this one just because they're at home, and I don't think they want to go to the mat on a Game 7.
Yeah, that Giant Center, I went there for the Cleveland Hershey series, and between the vuvuzelas and just the rest of the crowd noise, it is hard to think in there. I don't know how these players do it, but again, when that's what you're paid for, you're kind of expected to be able to work in those conditions. Well, meanwhile, I like a nice, quiet office.
Well, yeah, covering the game live is not quiet. It's plenty of nights at the Amp or in Springfield, in Hartford this season. They get loud. One thing is, they have the AHL. They have passionate fans, which is great, and a lot of young fans, a lot of kids, a lot of youth hockey kids, which is, great to see.
Yeah, and that's honestly one of the best parts about the American Hockey League, and saw that very blatant offsides there by Hershey with 8:16 remaining. Nicky Lieberman, very young rookie mistake, but then again, he's only played a handful of games, so can't fault him too much there. But yeah, that's one reason why I love the American Hockey League is the family-friendly atmosphere. It's for the most part, these smaller venues, the players are more accessible. They say hockey's a small world. In the AHL, it seems even smaller, and it's just a great atmosphere to be a part of.
It is, and it's they, like, as you said, they cater to the kids. They cater, I know in Providence, they do the group discounts, and you go to a game and it's just tons of youth hockey kids, with their team jerseys on or with Providence Bruins gear on, and you get a lot of away fans as well to the games, and they're loud and they're having fun, and it's what it should be about.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm very happy to be part of the American Hockey League group here. And just checking in on the Stanley Cup finals, looks like the Florida Panthers are just finished up a power play, but the score is still 0-0 there. Edmonton 2 shots on goal, Florida 1. Looking over here in the AHL, this has been an incredibly low shooting period with only 4 official shots on net for Coachella Valley and 3 for Hershey. Just saw another one there for Hershey getting the puck on Chris Strieger's glove there. But yeah, with 6:40 remaining, that's it's been a heavily defensive period.
Yeah, teams are playing tight defense. They're selling out, blocking a lot of shots, not letting them get through. Tight checking. You're going to see that for the rest of this period. And in the third period, it's going to have to open up a bit in Hershey if they, want to close this out and be more offensive and really taking the play right at Coachella for.
Oh, there we go. Pierre nice. Dubé. Not surprised. That
nice.
I mean
goal.
that group of Jimmy Huntington, Pierre Dubé, and Alex Limoges, these past 2 games have just been pure magic.
He's sneaks right down in there in the slot. Nobody picked him up. Nice. Good snipe. Yeah.
Alex Limoges and his ability to find his line mates in this postseason has just been spectacular. And yeah, Dark Orb checking back in. Let's go. Those Bear fans have to be happy now.
Well, the games that I saw Hershey, I covered Hershey coming into Providence and Springfield, and that's a tough line. They're talented. They pass well. They're hard to defend.
And that was almost a go-ahead goal right there. Did you see that on the Miroshnichenko and Vecchione line?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, but yeah, all it takes is one shift, and we have David checking back in. BEARS, 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 Bears. I'll save you the woo because no one wants to hear me woo. But we all know what David's going for. And then I have my dog here. I was waiting for her to jump up and make her cameo appearance. Do you want to now, Jasmine? She's usually good for one cameo appearance, but I think she's gonna shy away this time. But yeah, I mean, basically what you were saying right before that tying goal there, Brian, was Hershey needed to get things opened up a little bit, and they did. And look what happens.
Now it's going to put Coachella back on their heels. They're gonna try and end this period right where they're at, tied 3-3 with 6 minutes left, and they can't afford to go down a goal, another goal to end this period and be behind. So if they get a break, they'll take their opportunity. But the goal of the rest of this period is let's not give up another one.
Yep. It's the mantra that the Cleveland Monsters had throughout the playoffs: tied or better.
Right.
If you can go into an intermission tied or better, then you are in good shape.
Exactly.
Which honestly, I love that. One of the many reasons I know that Trent Vogelhuber will be an NHL coach one day, because he's just good with his players, breaks things down pretty evenly. And huge block shot there from Hershey. Couldn't tell who that was, but he's hurting.
Yeah, that's what, guys, you got to sell out and get in front of those pucks and take it for the team. Especially
this time of season where it may be the last game. You never know when your block shot is going to be the difference maker.
It's going to be the difference maker, exactly.
Oh, they're really scrambling now. The pace has picked up exponentially here in the last couple of minutes, where it had been kind of like a slow grinding 200-foot game. Now they are flying all over the place. Oh, they just tried to set up Gustav Olofsson for a one-timer, but just couldn't quite connect there for the Firebirds. But it's almost hard to keep up now because they're just all moving so fast. And just like that, looking over in South Florida, it's a 1-1 game between the Panthers and the Oilers. So Carter Verhaeghe with the tip in at 4:27, and then Matthias Janmark from the Oilers with a wrist shot at 6:44. Last time we looked, it was 0-0.
Yeah, those guys are gonna, both teams are gonna expend it all tonight.
And there's that Jimmy Huntington line again, almost getting that go-ahead goal. Just went very slightly right, wide left on Drager. Yep. I have been beyond impressed by that line these last few games. And another board battle, which there really haven't been too many of them this game, especially in the first. It was just back and forth the entire period. But honestly, I'm impressed by this Flyer squad for not falling victim to the Hershey heavy defense in the second, which they've been good at all postseason long, and just being hemmed in, with Hershey relentlessly letting shot after shot after shot go on the opposing goaltender. But they seem to figure it out here.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely, they're playing a little more wide open than they were just, 4 or 5 minutes ago in this period before Hershey scored that tying goal.
And this is where all the conditioning from last summer and all season long comes into play. And icing.
Yeah, icings at this point of the game will kill you.
But yeah, really exciting game so far. So I'll say I love your background. Where are you at today?
So I'm sitting on my porch.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm a bit jealous.
Yeah, I'm out on my porch tonight. It's a nice night, nice breeze.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's not nearly a nice of a view here in Central Ohio, but you know what? I can't complain.
Nope.
I'm living vicariously through you. I'll just say that. So with 140, sorry, go ahead.
So are you going to have anybody else joining on tonight?
I hope so. The invitation's been open to a few people. I have a few people maybe stopping in. Just depends on how their schedule works out. But fingers crossed. If not, our wonderful 100+ viewers have me for the long haul.
No, all right.
I'm here to provide a service, and I'm enjoying it. My voice for my 4 meetings tomorrow will hate me, but hey, it's all good.
Another icing.
That's how this game started. It was constant icings, play with a high stick, another icing, then offsides, then another icing. And it's just.
Well, that's a sign of the aggressive forecheck by the Firebirds when, the only option is dump it, just get it out and try to salvage out the rest of the period.
Yeah, Coachella's having some nice zone time here, but that Hershey defense, you can see Chase Prisky right now just really hounding on the boards. which, that's what Chase Prisky does. Another just get it on goal. Real heavy shoot first mentality, which again, this time of year in this kind of situation, you have to be like that. Nice flashy glove save from Hunter Shepard. Simple but flashy, all at the same time.
Well, coaches tell you from the time you start playing as a wee lad to the highest level that you're going to achieve, just put the puck on the net, shoot the puck. Once it's going on the net, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yep. All right, so we are in a little bit of probably a media timeout here. See some of the ice crew coming on. Maybe something else. Either way, a little bit of break in the action.
One of the teams may have called a timeout. Hershey might have called a timeout just to give the guys a break and alleviate some of that pressure.
Yeah, Coachella had been really going there, and
they've been
you normally don't see. I thought my husband was coming back to explain some rule to me or something, but he was just coming back to get a dog bowl. I was all prepared, like, ooh, is there some odd rule or something that's been enacted? Like, oh, nope.
Not that I'm aware of.
The dogs need more water, so he came back to the office to get the dog bowl.
There you are.
Gotta love a man that takes good care of his dogs. All right, so it looks like we're getting ready to get back to the action with exactly 1 minute remaining. It looks like we're going to end this period the way that we started this period, tied.
Period ain't over yet.
Yep. Well, sorry, it wasn't tied because it was 2-1. I'm sorry. So maybe we might start this or end this period the way it started with the team ahead. I don't know. You'll have to stick around for the next minute to find out. Got a few Bears fans in the stream. Maybe it'll be them. Maybe the Coachella Valley fans will get a go-ahead goal here. I can hear those crickets coming through. And I'm just like, envisioning days by the lake. All right, we're going to maybe get another push off ice here, but Ethan Frank being super heavy on the defense here. I mean, he is such a fast skater. He can do it all. And we're getting set up. Oh, Joe Snively with a block, kind of favoring that left leg there, but he's still out and doing what he needs to do. Joe Snively down on the ice again. He's having a rough shift, but getting the job done for his Bears. And 4, 3, 2,
out there.
1. That's the end of the second period. Tied 3-3. The entire season basically potentially coming down to the next 20 minutes.
Well, if you're a fan, this is the kind of game you want to see.
I feel bad for our one of our editors at the Calder Times and one of my co-hosts at Calder's Calling, Corey. He's a season ticket holder for the Hershey Bears, and I know he is probably beyond nervous and anxious right now. But in a good way, because I can't even imagine what the atmosphere is like there at the Giant Center. So, all right. So, do you have any other final thoughts or anything, Brian? I do really appreciate you hopping on. It's been nice to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, no, glad happy to do it and be here on it. I think going to be in for a good third period. Hershey's, they're going to play to win. and it might start out a little safe, but by the time it gets to mid period, they're going to be they're both going to be playing to win, and there's going to be a lot of action.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire, I think, and yeah, kind of anxious for how this is going to turn out. But these types of games, always turn into instant classics for one reason or another. And I have to say, I love. So they have a whole bunch of kids, or about 5 kids on ice to do a game on there, and there's this younger child, and he's wearing an Alex Limoges ugly Christmas sweater jersey, and it's down almost to the child's knees. It's so oversized, but I love it. That's a good fan right there. I love those ugly Christmas sweater jerseys. Those were so great. All right. Well, Brian, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but again, thank you so much for hopping on. It was great chatting with you.
Same.
And everyone, if you want some good photography work or good photographs of a lot of the AHL's Atlantic Conference teams, of course, he has some from the other conferences as they swing their way through Providence, Springfield, Hartford, in that area. Head to thecaldertimes.com, click on the photos tab, and you'll have a list of all of them right there. Most of them taken by Brian here. So,
all right. So we will see you on the flip side.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the rest of the game. I'm gonna be following this along. I'm gonna be watching Edmonton and Florida, and go Edmonton.
I must say I have a soft spot for the Panthers because of Bill Zito. He was here in Columbus for quite a while. Just seems like a great person. So yeah, kind of a soft spot between him and Sergei Bobrovsky. So
no love loss. No love loss on this end.
For sure. So, all right, Brian, you've been great. Thank you so much, and enjoy your night. Thanks for repping the merch there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to get some, like a nice T-shirt or something to wear for these. I keep forgetting to. You think I would, but oh well.
Well, it's on at every game I cover. So
beautiful, love it.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too. We'll see you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Brian Stone. He is one of our photographers here at the Calder Times. If you're just tuning in, hello. Thank you for joining us right now. Game 6 between the Hershey Bears and Coachella Valley Firebirds is in intermission. Right now, the game is tied at 3-3. And we have Brandon Smoker checking in. I was born and raised in Hershey, live in Pittsburgh. These championships remind me of my childhood. So, Brandon, thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube. Yeah, that's one great thing about this Bears franchise. I mean, they are going for their 13th Calder Cup. They have had such sustained success in the American Hockey League. Amazing fans out there. Giant Center, I got to visit for the first time a few weeks ago. Just fantastic atmosphere. And he's saying that the last time he was at a Hershey Bears game was at the old Hershey Park Arena. And that's a place I would love to see the inside of. Whenever I was there, it was in Hershey, it was an extremely busy day, but I got to see the outside of that arena from a distance. But Hershey Park was so busy. There was a graduation at the Giant Center the morning of the game. It was just a bit chaotic, to say the least. But beautiful area there. But yeah, so let's go ahead and look back through this game. Again, Game 6 of the Calder Cup Calder Cup finals between the Coachella Valley Firebirds and the Hershey Bears. Hershey is the home team at Giant Center. At the end of 2 periods, we are tied at 3 apiece. So let me find my score sheet. I have way too many tabs open. My apologies. So this series, Hershey is up 3-2. This game actually started with Ryan Winterton scoring at 1:37 of the first period. That was his 6th goal of the postseason. Assists were from Cameron Hughes, his 14th assist of the postseason, and Shane Wright's 7th. On the power play, Hershey's Pierrick Dubé at 5:51 with the assist to Hendrix LaPierre and Joe Snively. And then Hendrix LaPierre showing right back up on the score sheet at 19:24 of the first with his 7th goal of the season and Chase Prisky's 12th assist. So far tonight, Coachella Valley has had a knack for scoring within the first 2 minutes, with Marion Studenich scoring his 4th of the postseason at 1:51 of the second, with assists going to Devin Shore and Jimmy Schultz. Then Ryan Winterton, his 2nd of the night at 7:59 of the second period, with Shane Wright and Cameron Hughes getting the assists there. So basically the exact same scoring line as that first goal, only the assists flip-flopped. And then Pierrick Dubé with his 2nd of the night came at 13:52 of the second period. That was his 6th goal of the postseason from Alex Limoges and Jimmy Huntington. So that line with Dubé, Limoges, and Huntington has been beyond fantastic for this Bears team the last few games. On Saturday night, you saw Jimmy Huntington get 2 goals, including the game winner late in the 3rd period in Acrisure Arena in the Coachella Valley. And Alex Limoges really setting up both of those goals with his fantastic play along the boards. And Alex Limoges doing it again here this evening. So I am going to take a quick 30-second break just to get a drink of water, stretch a little bit, because I've been here for the past hour 58. Just need a quick break. So stay tuned. I will be right back. Well, hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for allowing me a quick 30 seconds to just get a drink of water and kind of recompose myself a little bit. So I would love to invite you all to join the conversation. So Brandon has been checking in from the Pittsburgh area, cheering for the Hershey Bears. I think Spirit Airlines modeled their legroom after the seating at the old arena. Minimal. I'm very tall. I'm depending on how straight I'm standing, I'm 5'11" or 6 foot. So I always opt for like Delta in their Delta Comfort Plus or whatever it's called for the extra legroom. And then Mike Myville, thanks for the stream. Go Bears. So, all right, Coachella Valley fans, I'd love to hear from you. I have had Mike and Brandon and David and Dark Orb all checking in. And here comes my husband with a cameo. He was here earlier, but he is refilling my drink for the evening, just getting some tea here.
And entertaining the dogs.
And keeping both of our dogs entertained. So, All right. And he actually submitted a question on Twitter. So I would love to invite all of you to do the same. If you're on Twitter, you can tweet us at the Calder Times. If you are on Facebook or YouTube, you can just leave a comment in the stream and it'll pop up here in my dashboard. And I would love to chat with you here. So the Zambonis are clearing the ice, getting that resurfaced. They're just about done with that. One more pass and they should be good to go there. So just a few minutes after that, we'll be having some live hockey again. So, all right. So Gary Weinheimer at GPWCPJ, or let's try that again. GPWCBJ says, a 60-minute game has turned into a 20-minute game. Does first goal in the third win? So I personally am going to say no, that the first goal does not win. I have a feeling there will be an early goal. And if you hear any noise, that is my 12-year-old Cocker Spaniel, Matthew, coming in to say hello. He wants to check out the action here, apparently. I have a feeling there will be an early goal, but I don't think the first goal in the third is the winner. There's too much at stake here. And, for Coachella Valley, it's win or go home. For Hershey, it is win and just adding another amazing chapter onto an already historically successful franchise, one of the penultimate franchises in the American Hockey League. If they win tonight, this will be their 13th Calder Cup. So, so it's going to be a hard-fought battle. I think we're going to see possibly a breakout of offense here. So if you have any questions, be like Gary, tweet me at the Calder Times, or again, you can comment on YouTube, like Mike and Brandon and David and Dark Orb all did. So appreciate you all. If you're watching on Facebook, you can do the same here. So I'm just scrolling through Twitter right now just to see some of the latest updates coming from the game. And Patrick Williams is reporting that Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is at tonight's game and just got booed during an on-ice interview for saying that he is a Flyers fan. So you would think that, like the allegiance in central Pennsylvania, might be partially for the Flyers, but the Bears, their current affiliation is with the Caps. So, there's some allegiance there. I'm sure there's plenty of overlap with the Penguins. So just a decent amount of chirping for the Pennsylvania governor here tonight. But definitely a nail biter coming into this third period here in the next few minutes. Kind of looking back in the second, there were definitely times where the Firebirds completely took over, just dictating play, kind of keeping Hershey going on a full 200-foot game, which is something they're not used to, especially in the second period. Hershey has been very heavily working their offensive, defensive play, getting a lot of goals, or not a lot of goals, but a lot of shots in the second period, keeping their opposition's offensive time to an absolute minimum. So that's something we did not see in the second period here, which is good for the Firebirds if you're a fan of them. But the officials are taking the ice. My dog is trying to climb up on my lap underneath the desk, which is not going to work. I don't think he realizes that, though. But yeah, the lights are up. The players are taking the ice here. And one thing I still haven't seen, if anyone else has seen Cole Lind take the ice for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. He went down in the first period to injury, needed help getting up off the ice. And I personally have not seen him back. So if you all are watching and see a number 16 for Coachella Valley, please let me know. Because I have not seen him come back. So players are doing their little warm-up laps. So I would love to hear from you. Do you have a prediction on how this game is going to wrap up? Are we going to a game 7, or is Hershey claiming their 13th, the baker's dozen of Calder Cups here in game 6? Who do you think the hero of game 6 is going to be? If the cup is awarded tonight, who is the MVP? For me, it looks like it's going to be Hunter Shepard, because he has been fantastic for the Bears. Creative Wonder saying Bears tonight. I'm sure David has the same feeling. BEARS, 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 Bears. Love that chant. Again, I'll save you all of the woos here. But Creative Wonder, thank you so much for tuning in on on YouTube. So we got 24 of you over there. Got quite a bit on X. So we're getting ready to start this period here. So if you are an AHL fan in Tucson, I'm actually just getting this coming across my desk here, but it was announced a little bit earlier today that the Tucson Roadrunners will be playing all 36 of their home games next season in the Tucson Convention Center. And this is all stemming from the Arizona State Land Department canceling the land auction. And before that, it was supposed to be 6 games during next season to be played at Mullet Arena in Tempe, but now they're all going to be played in Tucson. So we are back for the third period here. I'll get the stream up and going here. But we'll check in here and there. So really, really early on, that Devon Shoreline getting the puck on Hunter Shepard, but not a bad thing for him there. You want to get that puck on, get the feeling of that puck on you in your hand. Creative Wonder checking back in. Thank you for streaming. You're so welcome. We went to game 1 of this series, game 7 of the last. Could not get tickets tonight. Sold out. Watching this in the Stanley at the same time. Well, you are very welcome. I was there for, I believe it was game 2 of the Cleveland series, covering that. And I mean, that crowd in the Giant Center is fantastic, and can definitely see why this game was sold out. I heard it had been sold out for over 48 hours. So everyone really wanting to be a part of this. So right now, definitely, and in the closing minutes of the second period, Coachella Valley really taking a lot of ozone time, really forcing the Hershey offense or Hershey defense to put in the work. Hershey gets it out to the neutral zone, but unfortunately unable to do much with it, and it's already back in behind Hunter Shepard. Looks like Hershey's going to get a little bit of possession here. So we got that Snively and Frank line out there. And we're back again. So we saw a lot of this in the second period with a truly full 200-foot game. Anybody else get super nervous whenever the goaltender goes behind their net and the trapezoid just kind of stands there for a second and you see all of the defenders coming down, or I guess all the forwards coming down? It always makes me so nervous. And here we go again with the Coachella Valley Firebirds getting that early possession. So looking real quick back at the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, in intermission, it is tied 1-1. The Panthers with 7 shots on goal. The Oilers with 6. Carter Verhaeghe at 427 and Matthias Janmark at 644 are your goal scorers there. And if you're watching this at all, you can hear with the Hershey call, you got those vuvuzelas going. Now you got a 3-on-2 for Hershey. Shot on the net, but deflected out of play. So that was a really nicely placed stick there by Ville Otavainen for the Coachella Valley Firebirds to force that stick up and out of play. But this is a really key offensive zone faceoff for the Bears. Let's see if they can win this one. Coachella Valley has been really good on the faceoffs here tonight. Okay, a little bit of a 50-50 puck there. Coachella Valley ultimately coming up with that. And Hershey gets back possession very briefly, and we're going to have a battle for the puck around the boards. Just something we didn't see a lot of in the first period. In the first period, it was really heavy on play out on open ice. There were plenty of lanes to skate through. Didn't spend much time on the boards. Oh, we got a errant glove on the ground from Coachella Valley, picks it back up, and we got the Boo Birds raining down on the Coachella Valley Firebirds there as Cale Fleury was just hanging out, waiting for his team to change. I still have not seen Cole Lind out there, so I'm not sure if he is out for the game or if I'm just completely missing him. So we got another Let's Go Bears in the chat. Michael, thank you so much for tuning in. If anybody else would like to share a Go Bears, Let's Go Firebirds, just whatever team you're cheering for, let me hear it in the chat. Who do you think your team's hero is going to be? If your team wins the playoffs, who do you think their MVP is? I would love to hear it. If you have a comment on any of the trades that have gone down with AHL implications, I'd love to hear your thoughts on those too. With 15:30 remaining, we're still locked up at a tie game, almost tied on the shot count too. 16-15 in favor of Hershey. Oh, huge save there from Hunter Shepard. Oh, that was even more difficult. You can see Day there. He is he's kind of fallen down there, kind of obstructing the view, but just a fantastic netminder. And you have to wonder if he's going to be in Hershey next season with Darcy Kemper being traded away out of Washington for Pierre-Luc Dubois. That's going to open up a spot up in Washington. I mean, if you're going by, who deserves it more, the accolades and everything, you would assume that Hunter Shepard's going to get that potential spot. So this could be his swan song here, but let's see. So we have St. Phoenix coming in with a Go Firebirds. So Firebirds now actually leading in shots 17-16. Really starting to push on Hershey here. So we had a bad turnover there for Hershey. The Firebirds almost picking up on it, almost cashing in. Party Hum and Octel stick. Oh, well, that turned really quick. So Cameron Hughes with a stick up pretty high gets a penalty. Those are hard to come by, especially in the third period of a deciding game in the finals. So, yeah, Cameron Hughes going to the box here. This is a huge opportunity for the Bears to get that go-ahead goal, because right now we're all kind of locked up here. All of the shots so far this period have gone to Coachella Valley, all 5 of them. So this is a chance for Hershey to kind of get this momentum turned back in their favor. So you got Snively, Frank out on the ice for Hershey. Dubé is out there. Hendricks LaPierre. And huge stop there. I don't know how Hershey is keeping that puck in, but Ryan Winterton almost forcing it out to the neutral zone. Now, this is the kind of shift that a team would love to have to get that momentum turned around, because every bit of momentum starts with one good shift, and these guys are having a fantastic shift as their top power play unit. Little pass between LaPierre, Frank, and Dubé. Nice block by John Hayden there. Little bit of a break here in the action. Yeah, again, I've been talking, it seems like all night long, about Alex Limoges and Jimmy Huntington, and their line mate is escaping me. Pierre Dubé. There we go. I couldn't think of it. I feel so bad. But they have been fantastic these last couple of games. And if a line's going to pop through Memphis for them, it's probably going to be that line right there. 33 seconds remaining on the power play. Some nice opportunities for the Bears, but also the Coachella Valley defense doing a fantastic job, just diving all over the place, well-placed sticks. Huntington with a backhanded opportunity, but again, that Coachella Valley defense making it happen. So the Bears doing one last quick rush up ice. It was 1-on-3. That wasn't going to happen. Successful PK. Now, see, that makes me nervous when the goaltender plays the puck like that and he's skating towards his crease. I can't. Does that make anybody else incredibly nervous, or is it just me? All right, we got a quick break in the action. We have a media timeout. So if you're just now joining us, hello, my name's Deana Weinheimer. I am the founder of the Calder Times. I'm one of the 3 hosts of the Calder's Calling podcast. And I am our Cleveland Monsters correspondent for tonight. I'm also kind of doing coverage of Coachella Valley versus Hershey. So there's 12:04 remaining in the third period. The score 3-3 in this best of 7 series. Hershey is ahead 3-2. It's coming down to the last, back half of this period. And if they want this done in regulation, they've got to do it very soon. So looks like Hershey's got a bit of momentum here. We have Siege Fiend checking in. Let's go Firebirds. 4 claps. So yeah, thanks for the Firebirds fans for checking in. I had a lot of Hershey fans, so I'm glad to see that the Firebirds fans are checking in. And if you're watching the Stanley Cup finals, I started clapping, and now my golden retriever Jasmine thought I was calling her to play with her, so she just came running in the room with one of her favorite squeaky toys. I'm sorry, Jazz. After the game, she just took it and walked with their tail wagging out of the room. So the action is about to begin back in South Florida with 35 seconds remaining in their first intermission. That game is locked up at 1. So Michael asking, who do I have winning the Stanley Cup? Just because I would honestly feel bad for the Panthers if they lost a 3-0 series lead. And also, so full disclosure, I am from Columbus, Ohio. I was a season ticket holder for the Columbus Blue Jackets for several years. And honestly, I really like Bill Zito, big fan of Sergei Bobrovsky. I would love if the Panthers could win this, but I don't know. It's going to be a rough one when you got Nick Draisaitl right there and can never rule out Zach Hyman. He's a fantastic player. Yeah. It's going to be a rough ass, but for the heck of it, I'll say, oh, and I didn't have the feed going. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I'm so sorry. I thought I turned this back on. I rewound this a little bit, and I'll just let. Didn't I call it? Didn't I call it earlier? That line of Dubé, hat trick goal. Dubé, Huntington, and Limoges. I said if someone was going to really pop, if someone was going to be hero for that team, it would come from that line. Pierre Dubé with the full bubble mask on because he's missing teeth right now. He's had that on for the last, dating back to the Eastern Conference Finals. There they are. So St. Phoenix also coming in saying IDK, probably the Panthers. And then I have to feel bad for the Flames for not making it to the playoffs. And I also feel bad for the Hurricanes for losing to the Rangers. Yeah, I felt bad for the Hurricanes too. I thought they really had a chance to make a deep run this year, but man, what a performance by Pierre Dubé tonight. It's Dark Orb, exactly. Now they just need to keep the lead. But I don't know if anybody had this line coming out as like the line of the okay. So according to Zach Fish on the Hershey play-by-play, there have only ever been 4 Hershey Bears who have ever gotten a hat trick at this point. The last one dates back to Alexander Giroux. Oh, what a storyline. What a goal. What a goal. Again, I will spare you all the woo, but BEARS, 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 Bears. There we go. And just enjoying that crowd there. 11:04 left. What a night for the young Pierre Dubé. So this is his second season in the American Hockey League, his first with the Bears. Last season, he was with the Laval Rocket. 32-point tally in 44 games for the Rocket in his rookie season. Last year in the playoffs, He had 2 games played, no points. This year for Hershey is when he really started coming out. So 66 games, 48 points was a plus 12 with 8 game winners, 7 power play goals. This year in the playoffs for Hershey, 17 games, 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points, 2 power play goals. Now he has not had a goal since game 2 of this series. We're now in game 6, and now he has 3. So does that go down as his first game winner of his professional postseason career? Or do the Firebirds have something else in their pocket in the next 10 minutes and 9 seconds? So what do you guys think? I know we have some Firebirds fans in the comments. Who do you think will equalize this if it happens? And just which players do you have your eye on? I'm significantly more well-versed on the Eastern Conference side of things. So I would love to hear your expert opinion on the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Because, I mean, this is obviously do or die. If Coachella Valley loses, they are headed home empty-handed. And that would be 2 seasons in a row where they lost to the Hershey Bears. Devin Shore going on injured. Oh, he is holding his arm. That's not good for Coachella Valley. I still have not seen Cole Lind out there. If anyone has seen number 16, oh, never mind. Okay, just as I said that, I saw him skating around on that goal. So, okay, so Cole Lind is back. It looks like Devin Shore might be down the tunnel for Coachella Valley. All right, well, we are in a bit of a media timeout. Checking in the Stanley Cup Finals where the Edmonton Oilers are on a power play. There's a minute 58 remaining in that. Score is still 1-1 with 16:36 remaining in the second period. Here in the AHL, the Hershey Bears, who are up 3-2 in this series, do have the lead of 4-3 over the Coachella Valley Firebirds with 9:57 remaining in the third period. So big story tonight, Pierrick Dubé with a hat trick. He scored the first goal for Hershey tonight on the power play at 5:51 of the first period. Then he scored at 13:52 of the second period, which actually evened the game up at 3. They were trailing at that point 3-2 to Coachella Valley. And then at 8:56, the goal we just saw here, just a few minutes ago, 8:56 of the third, also at even strength, Pierrick Dubé's second goal of the postseason, third goal of the night from line mate Alex Limoges. Okay, we're getting ready to drop the puck again. Maxwell, thank you so much for joining us. There is 9:57 remaining. So announced attendance, 11,013. They said that is a new record for the Giant Center. So, yeah, Maxwell, 9:42 now remaining here in regulation. And then Seth Mayonnaise, Bears Nation, let's go. So right now, the Coachella Valley Firebirds have about 9.5 minutes left to find at least one goal without allowing Hershey to score any more. So Bears fans, I know we got a lot of them in the comments here. So Rybinski and so Rybinski and Riker Evans just completely tangled up there. Evans kind of holding them down there. Obviously not egregious enough for a penalty. And even though they're winning 4-3, we have the traditional ref you finish the phrase there, chance raining down in Hershey. But Bears fans, I want to know if someone were to tell you this morning, hey, one of the Bears is getting a hat trick tonight, which Pierre Dubé does. Which player did you think that would be? Would it have been Pierre Dubé? Would it have been Ethan Frank? I mean, personally, I thought Ethan Frank would be that one, but let me know who you think that would have been. Or is it one of those cases that's just a hat trick in Game 6 of the finals? No way. All right. So just taking a quick look here. Well, we got some pile up behind the we're going to look at this here real quick. Just a portion of all of the hats that were collected on that Pierre Dubé goal there from Todd Sadowski from Fox 43. Roll of hats courtesy of Pierre Dubé. Hershey Bears leading 4-3. Switching back to the game here. 7:45 remaining in regulation. So Joe Snively really racing down there, catches up with Gustav Olofsson. Joe Snively is just really working. So there's Cole Lind. He went out earlier with an injury, was completely doubled over. So not sure if the air was just knocked out of him or what, but it looks like the refs have really put their whistles away here to end this game. Got Riley Sutter behind, trying to feed out to Bogdan Trineyev, but we had a Firebird in the way, and there goes the puck out again. Now this is the icing call. That one was pretty obvious. We have Jason Schaefer Griffith chiming in with 3 Bears emojis. I wonder who he's cheering for. All right, 6:50 remaining. Hershey has a slight edge on shots, 19-17, but they also have the edge in the score, 4-3. We got all right, we're going to get a bit of a line change going off for Hershey here. Now it looks like Coachella Valley is going to get new personnel out there. And Hershey making another change here as their captain, Dylan McElrath, back behind the net there. The crowd noise really starting to ramp up here. The crowd can feel it. The Calder Cup is in the building. They have the lead. And the puck actually looked to hit a Bears stick on the bench. So we are going to have a stoppage in play here. All right, so we are hitting another media timeout. Check the comments here. Humboldt TV, let's go Firebirds. Well, they have 5:58 to go there, Humboldt TV. So let's see if they have something up their sleeve. I mean, this is, like I said, it's a must win for the Firebirds. St. Phoenix still here. I appreciate you sticking around with me. You were here earlier. St. Phoenix saying, let's go Firebirds. Maxwell Sutter's still here. Let's go Bears. Is there anyone that's here just because of hockey? You know, like, I don't care who wins. I just like AHL hockey. Is there anybody here like that? Robin, let's go Bears. Let's go. The Bears have been going. So during the media timeout here, let's look back over at Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Still locked up at 1 apiece there with 13:54 remaining in the second. Both of the goals came in the first period with Carter Verhaeghe with his 11th goal for the Florida Panthers, and Matthias Janmark at 6:44 for the Oilers. And it looks like maybe Florida is going up on the power play here. So big opportunity for the Panthers. All right, we're getting ready to set back up here.
Third period, the Bears ahead by a single strike. Eric Dubé, 7th.
All right, so we are going to have the all right, checking back in. Dark Orb, just a couple minutes, just a couple more. Humble TV lives in Hershey, but dislikes them a lot. Maxwell saying, no, I'm a Bears fan. Taylor Henry, let's go Bears. So the Bears definitely looking, just off the side of the goal, Coachella Valley trying to get one there. At this point, Vandy, I appreciate you saying you're a gem. Go Bears. Really appreciate you. I would like to ask everyone to like this, share this for the last few minutes. If you aren't already subscribed to us here at the Calder Times on YouTube or wherever you find this, we have 2 weekly podcasts covering the American Hockey League. We do watch parties whenever we can. So I invite you to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. 5:07 remaining. Had Cale Fleury behind there, letting his teammates try to get the line change. Riker Evans tried to do a massive dump in, but completely whiffed on that one. So David Bard still cheering for the Bears. Andrew Bakes. No, thank you. I appreciate you so much, Andrew. All right. Here comes another push, possibly by the Firebirds. But the puck's just seeming to really slide around on them. We're starting to make a couple good connections here. Bad turnover. Almost turned it over to Dubé there. Another bouncing puck. Logan Morrison is just relentless in the forward battle right now. Well, Max McCormick getting really upset. He felt that there was a penalty on him. Jimmy Huntington, almost 4 minutes exactly remaining. And Rayanne, couldn't find the game anywhere. Twitter updates weren't enough. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you all need a good, reliable service for AHL games, you can see it at the top of my screen, AHL TV. Please check it out. It's the league streaming service. You get the audio home or away. It's basically the same feed as most of the Jumbotrons, so it's a lot of fun to watch. All right, 3:25 remaining. The pressure has to be getting to the Firebirds. At this point, they just need to make sure not to be pushing too hard. Hendrix LaPierre, almost. I thought that one was going to go. So Andrew asking if I work for the American Hockey League. No, I do not. I would love to one day, but I'm actually the founder. Oh, Cale Fleury scores. There were 3 Bears down and out on all fours. Wow, 2:55 remaining. Cale Fleury ties the game. Let's take a look at this again. Wow. Yeah, everyone was just down and out and and this is why you can't loosen up. Like I was about ready to say something about, Coachella Valley really needs to make sure that they're not trying so hard and so fast that they make a mistake. But it ended up being that for Hershey, you see 3 guys trying to block the puck and ends up going by all of them. So Alfredo with the fire emojis, humbled, goal. And then on the other side, Dark Orb, what? Are you kidding me? So Andrew, no, I do not work for the AHL. Like I was saying, I really hope to one day. That'd be pretty cool. But I run my own news outlet called the Calder Times. We're closing in on our first full season. We actually started, we became an actual LLC last July. We launched the site in August. We have 2 weekly podcasts now, one kind of looking behind, reviewing the last week. And then the other one kind of previewing the week ahead. So I invite you to follow us at the Calder Times on all social media platforms. We are the Calder Times. And then, of course, we're on YouTube and all that. Oh, just wide of the goal. Yeah, because actually Dark Orb back to the offense. And then Peanut 366, thank you for streaming. I have to take my dog for a walk. This is perfect. Yeah, and thank you for listening while taking your dog on a walk. I hope you have a nice walk. Whenever I get off of here, I'm going to be throwing toys in the backyard for my dog to my younger dog. So minute 24 remaining. Is this going to go to OT? Are we all going to be forced to stay up a little bit later? Andrew, I agree. I got to get up and go to my day job in the morning. This is just like a secondary side hustle for me. Taylor Henry, Bears come back to score with under 1 minute and win the Calder Cup. Let's go Bears. Well, they have 1 minute. If one team's going to do this in regulation, they have 57 seconds to do it. I don't think I have enough material to fill up another. LaPierre, and it goes up and out of play. Dark Orb, 1 minute to go. Come on, Hershey, you're right there. I mean, we can say that for either team. It's been a low shooting game. I don't think I have enough content for another 15, 20 minute intermission. I've been going live pretty much by myself for the last 2 hours, 43 minutes. I'm ready for a break, but for all 203 of you joining us here across Facebook, YouTube, and X, thank you so much for being here with me. From I'm a fan of you. Well, I'm a fan of you too. Let's go Firebirds. So Andrew Bass asking, I know Hershey is the Capitals AHL team, right? Yes, that's correct. What is the Coachella affiliate? So Coachella is the affiliate of the Seattle Kraken. We got 32 seconds. Hershey has the slight edge on shots, 21-18. And it's going to get really, really, really tight now on defense here because no one wants to make that. Yeah, that missed shot. I agree with Ben Sadowski. That missed shot by the Bears right before the Birds scored is going to haunt them. Creative or Kraken, thumbs down from Taylor Henry. Creative Wonder, yes, I am here for the duration. 14 seconds remaining. Oh, almost a goal. Almost a goal from the Firebirds in single-digit seconds. And we are going to overtime. Y'all, okay. But yeah, Creative Wonder, I will be here whenever that begins. I'm going to take a couple 30-second breaks here in the overtime because, again, I've been talking for the last 2 hours, 45 minutes. Need a couple of hydration and stretch breaks. Michael Reed, give us 5 overtimes. No. Yeah. Dark Orb. Well, there goes any sleep I was gonna have. You had one job, Hershey. Yeah, my 7 a.m. alarm is going to be hard. Okay, so Andrew asking, did Coachella used to not have an affiliate or are they a new team? So Coachella is actually a new team. This is their second season in existence. So they came in along with the basically right around the same time as the Seattle Kraken. So this is their second season and second time going to the Calder Cup finals. So definitely super successful. Great job to the Seattle Kraken franchise for getting them the caliber of of prospects down there, and just the crew in Coachella Valley to get AHL level players in there. Andrew asking, are you a Cleveland Monsters fan? Well, my journey with the Cleveland Monsters started as a fan back when they became affiliates of the Columbus Blue Jackets. I actually live in the Columbus, Ohio area, so the Blue Jackets are my NHL team. And I started really following the Monsters when they became affiliated for that 2015-2016 season. Of course, that's when the then Lake Erie Monsters won the Calder Cup over the Hershey Bears back when the Monsters were in the Western Conference. And then was just a fan for a few years, started getting into hockey reporting, had the opportunity to become a beat writer covering the Cleveland Monsters. And that's where I've been since the 2019-2020 season. Yeah, Bandy, Sonny Milano. I remember Sonny, real big part of that team. David, want to say thank you for the stream. Watch this at the beginning. David, I appreciate you honestly so much for being here since the beginning. I remember you checking in. Let me check the timestamp. Yeah, at 8:17 p.m. Thank you for the stream. Come on, Bears. Yeah, you've been here pretty much since the beginning. I'm a fan of you chirping the Hershey fans in here. Yeah, Andrew, kind of like Vegas, a new team already dominating. So, yeah, there was a comment, I believe, from Spencer Stastny back in the Western Conference Finals so it was Spencer Stastny of the Milwaukee Admirals made a comment about how Coachella Valley was born with silver spoons. And yeah, so there's a little bit, some people thinking that they were, like given the easy way out. So Taylor, I'm not sure if you're mentioning me, like if I have issues hating an AHL team. I try to keep things pretty loose and fun. I don't have any horse in this race. So I apologize if I'm coming down that way. You said calm down, Turbo. Okay. If I rubbed you the wrong way, I am very sorry. But Jacob the hockey lover saying I'm a Springfield Thunderbirds fan, but rooting for Hershey. Oh, okay, Taylor. Thank you so much. I appreciate that because I was really confused there for a second. I wanted to I like to make sure everyone has fun in here and no one's feeling any sort of negative way. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Matthew Barzal was on the Firebirds. That's one of the fun things about the American Hockey League, though, is you do see some of these like future greats of these the NHL get their start in the American Hockey League. I mean, like I'm very partial to like, of course, I'm trying to think like that 2016 Lake Erie team with Zach Werenski, now one of the great defensemen in the National Hockey League, and Oliver Bjorkstrand, who is now with Seattle, has been a big part of that Columbus franchise. So Alfredo Vargas, how many minutes till overtime? I'm not sure exactly how many minutes, looks like the Zambonis got a couple more passes to go. And then, of course, they'll need to let that ice set. But I think it's like a 15-minute overtime.
It's 15 minutes before all overtime periods.
Okay, so it's a 15-minute overall overtime. So I'll give you a warning whenever the officials come out on the ice. So checking back in the National Hockey League, we have a scoring update. Sam Reinhart for the Florida Panthers getting his 10th of the season or 10th of the postseason. So that score is now 2-1 in South Florida. Carter Verhaeghe, who is just custom made for playoff action, getting the first assist, and Dmitry Kulikov with the secondary assist. So, yeah, it was a nice goal. I see McDavid next. Yeah, Andrew, I would be shocked if McDavid or Draisaitl don't get on the board. So, speaking of on the board, let's. I will do a quick recap of the scoring of this game here, but I'm going to take a quick 30-second break to get a glass of water, stretch up a little bit, let my eyes look at something other than the computer, and I will be right back. Stick around. I'll be back in 30. Well, I am back. The Zambonis are still they're doing their final pass of the ice in the Giant Center, which means we are inching ever closer to the first overtime. Hopefully the only overtime tonight between the Coachella Valley Firebirds and the Hershey Bears, locked at 4 apiece. Okay, so let's do a quick rundown of the 8 goals here. So, like I said, 4-4. Just a quick look at special teams here. Coachella Valley is 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Hershey is 1 for 2. Hershey has a slight edge in shots, 21-20. What really hurt Hershey, though, is they only had 5 shots on goal in the third, only 6 in the second, but also they have held Coachella Valley to no more than 8 shots in a single period all night. 7 in the first, 5 in the second, 8 in the third. All right, so looking at the scoring, Coachella Valley actually got this going at 1:37 of the first period. Ryan Winterton's 6th of the postseason with assist to Cameron Hughes. That was his 14th of the postseason. And Shane Wright's 7th assist of the postseason. A few minutes later, Pierrick Dubé got his first of the night. Again, he has a hat trick for the Hershey Bears. So Pierrick Dubé's 5th of the season on the power play. So Henrik Slapierre with the primary assist. That's his 15th of the postseason. Joe Snively, secondary, with 14. Then Henrik Slapierre, with under a minute remaining in the first period, scored his 7th goal of the season. Chase Prisky with the primary assist. Moving on to the second, Coachella Valley scoring first again with Marian Studenich tallying his fourth goal of the postseason, with Devon Shore and Jimmy Schultz getting the assist. 7:59. Ryan Winterton with his 2nd of the night for the Firebirds and his 7th overall in the postseason, with Shane Wright and Cameron Hughes tallying in, again, the same crew as that very first goal. And Pierrick Dubé, the 2nd of the night, 6th of the postseason at 13:52 of the second, from Alex Limoges and Jimmy Huntington. Moving on to the third period, 8:56, Pierrick Dubé with the hat trick goal that moved them ahead 4-3. A lot of people thought the game might be done at that point. That was, again, the hat trick goal. Dubé's 7th of the postseason with Alex Limoges tallying in on that. But at 17:05, Cale Fleury from the Coachella Valley Firebirds. I almost said Springfield Thunderbirds. It's getting late. My brain's a little fried here. But Cale Fleury, his fifth of the postseason, ties Game 6 with Shane Wright and Cameron Hughes. I mean, Hughes and Wright, they have 3-point nights, huge showing by them for sure. And for Cale Fleury, a defenseman, to get that tying goal is just unbelievable. So let's check out the comments here. So, Andrew, thank you for understanding when I took my 30-second break. Again, I've been streaming for almost 3 hours now, so I totally needed a water break. Okay, so Taylor Henry, what happens if nobody scores in 15 minutes? I don't want to talk much, but it's my local team, so I got to follow along. So, Taylor, great comments. So, basically, we are getting ready to go in what is known as overtime. So there's a 15-minute intermission. So that's time for the players to rest, grab some fluids. If they need to ice any sore areas or put tape back on or grab a bite to eat, that's their time to do it. So at the end of the 15 minutes, they'll come back out. And then, 1 second, I got to check something. Okay, I just needed to double check. So it'll be a 20-minute sudden death overtime. So the officials are coming back on the ice. We're getting ready to start this here in the next few minutes. So basically, Taylor, from this point on, the first team to score wins. So if Hershey scores, that means that they win the Calder Cup. If Coachella Valley scores first now, that means that there will be a Game 7 played in Hershey on Wednesday. Andrew predicting double overtime. Please no. Andrew asking if I will be streaming the NHL game after this. I will not be because this is truly an American Hockey League outlet. I do have my day job I have to get to tomorrow, so I will have to switch off once the Bears game. The AHL game is done. Cameron or Andrew, is Cameron related to Jack and Quinn and Luke? Not that I don't believe so. Definitely not one of the brothers, distant relative. I honestly couldn't tell you. So Liam, Roblox and hockey with the St. Louis Blues profile picture coming in. Thanks for streaming. Can't find it anywhere else. Thank you. Thank you, Liam, for tuning in. Taylor. Roar, Bears coming in OT hot. Andrew's asking if it's back on yet. It will be here in a few minutes. All the players are kind of taking their little warm-up lap, getting everything settled. So probably in the next couple minutes. Liam, go Bears. Let's go Bears. Taylor Henry, BEARS. And Karen, one of our photographers here, and she's also been kind of chipping in on our Coachella Valley written coverage, which I definitely appreciate. Karen, as you would know, I'd love a wake up from John Hayden and get the win for the Firebirds. And Andrew, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were predicting overtime, and I was not here for it. But yeah. So, yeah, someone said, I'm a fan of you. Me and Hershey have history. And David, what about 8 OT? so that would be, we like you, so that would be cool. Oh, that's so sweet of you. So I hope not secretly because work at 3 a.m., but go Bears. Going back to my days working as an EMT and working in a call center, I do not miss those super early morning wake-ups. So wondering what's my favorite AHL team as we're getting ready to start this. You can probably look behind and guess the Cleveland Monsters. They're my AHL team. I cover them. Real soft spot for them. Yeah, so, but in the Western Conference, I have a soft spot for the Grand Rapids Griffins because how can you not love Jonathan Berggren? All right, puck is down. We are underway.
They'd love to get it done quick.
All right. So let's see how this turns out. Next goal wins. So we talked earlier about about how whistles are hard to come by in the postseason. As each game, each period goes on, they become more. Oh, huge save by Hunter Shepard right there. That was almost it. Coachella Valley coming out flying. The Bears finally getting some possession. Missed pass with Ethan Frank, and he's on against 4 Firebirds. Yeah, good time for a line change. But yeah, I doubt you're going to see any power plays here. Scrub! Matt Scrub wins it for the Hershey Bears. Back-to-back victories for the Calder Cup. I'm just going to let you share this moment here.
Lucky number 13 for Hershey. It's Slater by the Bakers, does it. 106 into overtime. Do you believe it? The Bears win the Calder Cup.
Huge win, and you heard it from Zach this year. It's a reference I was wondering if he would make about the Baker's dozen, but it is a true Baker's dozen of Calder Cups. And after not being awarded the Calder Cup on their home ice last season against the Coachella Valley Firebirds, the fans get to see that at home. So Taylor asking if I've ever been to Hershey. Yes, I've been there twice in my life, once as a literal single-digit young me, and then I was just there a few weeks ago to cover Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Got some fans cheering in. Heck yeah, buddy. St. Phoenix, yes, next season, this Coachella Valley team is just amazing, but I'm excited to see what they come with next season. But for Matt Strom, I am truly at a loss for words that Matt, so much offensive firepower on this team. And it's Matt Strom, who has just honestly, I mean, if you don't know Matt Strom, his brothers, Dylan and Ryan, both in the National Hockey League, and he's here in the AHL doing his job, just doing everything that he's asked. Really great on the defensive side of the puck, and just for him to win this for the Bears, it's just, I don't have any words. Dark Aura back to back. Let's go. Taylor Henry and Hershey 2. I'm on fire. Dark Orb. Bears Nation. All right, Andrew, got to transition watching the NHL and College World Series. See you. Thanks. Well, Andrew, I think for the first time ever, all 3 of those are going to end on the same night. So kind of exciting, but we're going to stick around with this handshake line. Really, really hard fought from the Coachella Valley Firebirds to push them into overtime for the first time this series. Just fantastic series. So I have to wonder, so all of you watching in Hershey, Are you going to go to work tomorrow morning? Or are you going to be up partying all night? I'd love to know. But yeah, super congratulations to the Hershey Bears. Seth Mayonnaise down Coachella Valley, Bears on top. The boys getting the crowd excited, doing the bear roar. Lots of great sportsmanship here. Andrew Bake saying he met Ethan Frank a while ago. Yeah, Ethan Frank is great. I got to interview him up in Laval in the All-Star game for last season. Super nice guy. Sheila King, thank you for streaming. Tickets were sold out. Sheila, thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. Mike Myville, just a simple Bears. Lots of great sportsmanship here. Just fantastic. Okay, so I'm listening to an interview with Matt Strom, and he's talking about how he got the puck by Riley Sutter, and he called Riley Sutter the best player that they've had all year. He said that he got the puck from him, and then he, quote, blacked out from there. Andy, absolute gem. Thanks so much for staying up and streaming this. Cheers from Florida. Cheers to you. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe on YouTube to the Calder Times. Catch our watch parties, our podcast. Really appreciate it. Mike, thank you for streaming. Thank you for watching. Of course, I have to go to work early tomorrow. Sleep well. Thanks for coming in. Dark Orb, what a game. Actually unbelievable. So, Andrew, you did ask if I can turn on the audio. I really do have to be careful of everything I do share on here just because I just have to be careful. I'll share audio when I can. But right now we are still doing a lot of celebrating handshakes. There is no presentation yet. So, yeah, back Calder Cup champions. Off the back of a Pierre Dubé hat trick and also a Matt Strome overtime game winner. I mean, yeah, it's a gut-wrenching loss for a Firebirds team that is so proud, wanted to get a Calder Cup for their head coach in Dan Bausma before he moves up to the Seattle Kraken head job next season. They wanted to get it for his coach. They wanted to get it for their fans, but ultimately the Hershey Bears came through. Yeah, HK number 4, way to go, Bears! Congratulations. And 666 is loud outside in Hershey. I don't dispute that. I'm sure it's a nice moment there with I forget his last name or his first name, Gibson. Mitch, I think, the third goaltender for Hershey, up from the ECHL, and he was blowing kisses into the crowd, I assume, to his family. So Maxwell, they won the Calder Cup last year the same way. Yeah, that overtime win. Only this time we're not up as late for that one. But yeah, this is just another. I mean, Hershey this past regular season was one of the most successful in terms of wins. Regular season teams ever in the American Hockey League. So it seems so incredibly fitting that they win the Calder Cup here. HK number 4, Pennsylvania is proud of you guys. They say Phantoms next season. And then Robin, yay Bears. Yeah, I admit I was kind of hoping the Bears would win because again, I'm all about the Cleveland Monsters. They've been my beat since 2019, 2020. I've gotten to, really have a special attachment to those guys up there. So it's kind of nice to know, like, okay, the team I cover lost to the eventual winners. So right now they're getting media and also the players' families down onto the ice. Again, back-to-back Calder Cup champs. You see the players with their families there. You see Ethan Frank there. And still teammates congratulating each other's. That's Lucas Johansson there, which was knocked out in the Cleveland series with a lower body injury. There with Logan Day, fellow defenseman. Garrett Rowe's been out with injury. He's out there to celebrate. So a lot of celebrating going on right now. Hunter Shepard getting photos with his family. Most of them wearing Shepard jerseys. Always love to see that. And now here it comes. I'll just let this moment, this is Zach Fish on the call. I'll let this moment go here for a few minutes once the presentation begins. So I'm assuming probably president and CEO of the American Hockey League, Scott Housen, is probably there, and I assume would present the cup and the MVP. So, but let everyone in the comments let me know, who is your MVP. I would not be surprised if they give it to Hunter Shepard, but however, there have been a lot of places that have really stepped up, here as of late, like Jimmy Huntington, that whole line. But yeah, I just give me your thoughts. All right, here's the presentation.
Like the VP of Hockey Operations, Brian Helmer, did 14 years ago.
Housen saying, Hershey, you have another championship.
First of all, I would like to thank all the fans that supported the Calder Cup playoffs. We set a record for attendance in Calder Cup playoffs, and you set a record tonight, the largest crowd in franchise history.
So this crowd of over 11,000 is the largest in their franchise history. Big turnout from the Hershey Bear and Coachella Valley fans.
I would also like to congratulate the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Who in their second year of existence have played in 2 Calder Cup finals.
They were a sensational opponent 2 years in a row.
I'm sure the players on the Hershey Bears would admit that they were a worthy opponent. I would like to call out our Vice President of Hockey Operations, Haley Moore, to present the Jack Butterfield Trophy as the MVP of the Calder Cup playoffs. This player was a model of consistency through these playoffs. He killed penalties, he played on the power play, and he led your Hershey Bears and the whole Calder Cup playoffs in scoring. This year's winner of the Jack Butterfield Trophy as the Calder Cup playoff MVP is Hendrix Lapierre.
Hendrix Lapierre for the MVP. Congratulations to him. Fantastic playoffs. Didn't have him on my list, but yeah, so well deserved. I didn't know what to think of him. But yeah, Hendrix Lapierre, your MVP.
Some people thought he might not come down, but he wanted to win another cup. Mission accomplished. Next stop, the Washington Capitals full time. But a Bears legend.
The Hershey Company, the Washington Capitals, and Chris Patrick, Brian Helmer, and Coach Todd Nelson. On winning the 13th Calder Cup for the Hershey Bears.
No AHL team better.
To you, the players, you have a season for the ages. 111 points, 14-6 record in the playoffs, and 2 consecutive Calder Cups. For the second time in the last 44 years, the Calder Cup will be presented to the Hershey Bears on home ice. And the last team to win back-to-back Calder Cup championships were the 2009-2010 Hershey Bears. Now we have another repeat championship. Dylan McElrath, come and get the Calder Cup.
He gives the roar. Some moments don't need words. This is one of them.
So you heard it all there from Scott Housen. Hendrix Lapierre getting the MVP. Hershey Bears back-to-back Calder Cup champions. They just about dropped it there. Dylan McElrath got swarmed by his team, and he almost dropped it, but managed to save it. 11,013 fans on hand, friends, family. So Dylan McElrath going to speak that around. So Hershey fans, enjoy this. Just a fantastic season for your Bears. Handing it off to Aaron Ness. There have been some reports that this might be his last season. Had some injury issues, so couldn't really play much here down at the very end. If this is truly his last season, what a way to go out back to back. Now he's handing it over to Garrett Rowe. Garrett Rowe had the series-winning overtime goal for the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Monsters. He gets the cup third. And another pass off here. Mike Vecchione going fast with that. I think he's just a little excited, banking on money, saying woot woot. Riley Sutter is next. All the vets getting their laps in first. Who is next? Lucas Johansson. He was part of that group last year. Again, he's been out with a lower body injury since early on. I believe it was game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Hasn't been able to play. He's out there tonight taking his lap. And Logan Day gets it next. Day and Johansson have spent time on the defense pairings together. We have to wonder when Matt Strom's going to get it. The winner of this, there he goes. It's like I predicted it. Matt Strom, what a way to end his season. He just always seems to be having a good time out there on the ice. You couldn't have written a better script for him than to lift that Calder Cup. Now Joe Snively taking his lap with it. Of course, got to give the cup a kiss. Jimmy Huntington, huge part of getting that victory in Game 5 to push them ahead, to give them that edge. Mike says, go Bears. Hunter Shepard. Some of the friends and family actually doing the bowing to Hunter Shepard, their backstop for the last 2 seasons, at least, in Hershey. There's some questions if he might be making the jump to the NHL next season. Yeah, just Chase Brisky, another great one. But back to Hunter Shepard. With Kemper being traded out of Washington, there is now a spot open. So the question is, do they leave or Clay Stevenson and Hunter Shepard down in Hershey? Do one of them come up? I would assume if one of them does, it's going to be Shepard and not Stevenson. Or do they bring in another veteran up top? There's a lot of questions for this goaltending duo here. Thinking of money, so hopefully Shepard playing in Washington next year. And we got some good showings of sportsmanship in the comments. Thanks for respecting our team. Just loving the sportsmanship in here. Yeah, gotta respect when it's due. I mean, fantastic seasons for both of these teams. A lot of great stories coming out of the entire playoffs as a whole. You know, we've had, I mean, granted, I know Cleveland's story's the best with that fourth line of Josh Dunn and Alex Leyland, Justin Pearson, just running through the playoffs here. But Hershey ultimately getting their moment with the cup. Great opponents in Coachella Valley who, and here's your MVP here, Hendrix LaPierre. Yeah, what a great team these last 2 years from, I mean, the AHL only contracts. Here comes Pierre Dubé, who had the hat trick tonight. Yeah, just fantastic. But Jennifer Lee, my son is up past his bedtime watching this the night before his birthday. Perfect birthday present for this Shepard fan. Absolutely. Happy early birthday to your son. I'm glad that he got this, you know, as Zach Fish is calling it, sweeter by the baker's dozen. I was hoping he'd make that reference, but I'm so happy for him. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. I'm glad you let him stay up. But checking in really quick here on the NHL with 15:37 remaining. Florida Panthers are on the power play up 2-1. But I think at this point, I'm going to say that this is going to be the end of the stream for me. So I've been here for, oh, Jennifer, you're very welcome. I've been live for 3 hours, 25 minutes exactly, and I'm tired. It's been pretty much a one-woman show outside of the first period for a little bit in the second when Brian Stone stopped by. But I'll be quirky. I almost said Albuquerque, which I think is the pun you're going for there. But there is nothing like experiencing this at the home arena. So cool to see it happen for a second time in 13 years. Yeah, I was actually down in the front row in 2016 behind the net where Oliver Bjorkstrand scored that Calder Cup winning goal against the Hershey Bears back when Cleveland or Lake Erie was in the Central, and never experienced anything like that. It was amazing, just amazing. So anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. If you all are not already subscribed to us on YouTube, please subscribe down below. The Calder Times. We do have 2 weekly podcasts. They're going to be moving here to monthly soon just because news isn't coming out as fast. But Calder's Calling is your weekly AHL in review podcast. Then we have the AHL pre-show. If you like the stuff that I'm putting out, catch me on Calder's Calling, otherwise the AHL pre-show with Andrew Rinaldi and Deanna McFerrin, kind of give you a preview of the upcoming week in the AHL. If you would like to catch all of our written work, we are at thecaldertimes.com. At every social media, we are the Calder Times. Many thanks to our site sponsor, Document Doctors LLC. If you run your own business and need help with training documents, pretty much anything back office, check them out at Document Doctors LLC. Big fan of AHL and regular, NHL hockey. Head of the company plays hockey himself. Just a good longtime friend. So happy to have him as a sponsor. But yeah, congratulations again to the Hershey Bears. Great opponent in the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Hershey, enjoy this night. Everyone that's still here, thank you for being with me for the past 3 hours, 27 minutes. I've been Deana Weinheimer. For my husband, Gary, that was here in the first period. For Brian Stone, who checked in earlier, one of our photographers. Thank you so much. Have a great summer. We'll be seeing you again soon.